On this special episode of the Denver Bronco Roundup, they don't call it free agent tampering for no reason at all. We got some huge breaking news to share. How does this affect the Broncos? How does this affect the NFL? Also, with the lack of a big free agent signing for the Broncos 2 days into free agency, we have some trade ideas. Could a trade be coming? Come find out now. It's the Denver Bronco Roundup, and it starts now. Good evening, Broncos country. Welcome to a special edition of the Denver Broncos Roundup, Tuesday evening episode. Here to share some Broncos news, some Broncos, ideas around the NFL news tonight with everybody as free agency day 2 has come upon us, and some teams looking good, some teams looking bad, and some wild things happening not too long ago. But Kenny K here to take the ride with you tonight on the Broncos Roundup, and I'm here with my great friend, my co-host, Trevor Salzman's here with me this evening. How we doing, Trevor?
Doing well, Kenny. This is the third night I think we podcasted together. I think it's starting to become a routine. Hopefully, everybody don't mind seeing us on screen. Excited to be here. Obviously, have some big news. Obviously, tonight, not Bronco news, but definitely affects the Broncos. I do have a little more insight too. I just got a little bit of a message, so I did have a little bit more insight on the whole what just transpired about an hour and a half ago. 2 hours ago, possibly earlier.
Yeah, and we're here on a special night tomorrow. Regular Denver Broncos the Roundup will be here with Keith Brugman and Jody Moncrief. The regular Wednesday Denver Bronco Roundup show will be here. This is usually the Juice's spot. The Juice was on last night. We had a fun show with everybody. Some people that are in our chat were there last night. We had a lot of fun doing it. Go back and watch that episode, as there was a lot of big free agent signings, and we had some ideas to share as well. And but we're here tonight. It's about the Broncos tonight. It's the Denver Bronco Roundup special edition. But let's hit the chat and we'll get started. Jody, listen to me. I'm thinking around Wednesday.
Kenny's got Jody on his mind,
Trevor.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me get started, Trevor. Let's say hello to Rodney Garcia coming in. Good evening, guys. Go Broncos. Go Broncos. Good friend Keith Stober. And Keith, thank you for the wonderful compliment on our graphics yesterday on the Juice. Appreciated the feedback. Any positive or negative feedback, please share with us. We'd love to hear from you all. If you have any ideas for any of our shows, please share them with myself, Trevor, Keith, Jody. We will definitely add or subtract stuff from the show. If you like or dislike and you have some ideas, please share them with us. We're all about sharing with everybody, and that's what makes us unique from other podcasts. Keith Stober is saying hello, Kenny K, Trevor. Rodney, breaking news. Broncos did not sign anyone. Our good friends Adam and Kayla coming in saying good evening, family. Let's go. What's up, Adam and Kayla? Glenn giving us a little basketball news. What's up, Glenn, out there in Hawaii? But I'm going to share this basketball news because he's saying Bam Adebayo just dropped an 83-piece there, Trevor. Wow. Look that up if he really did. I don't know. And there's our friend Miss Pearl saying hello. Hi, Pearl. Good to see you. Yes, and Michael is confirming it. Michael Ronquillo confirming 83 points from Bam Adebayo. scored 83 today in the NBA. So, wow, great news there. A couple more comments. Glenn is saying good afternoon. Let's say howdy there, mate, if that's what you want to say in Australia. But welcome, Glenn. Good afternoon, Kenny, Trevor, Posse. Day 2 of free agency, and the Raiders lose more. We're going to get right into that. Roy Osborne. Hey there, Horseman and Posse. Guys, we got to face Maxx Crosby again. Jordan Camacho on YouTube. Broncos are focused on the draft, and that is why we're not signing. I think if you're a new face, Jordan, welcome to the show. Hope you like our show that we have here. Ask questions, comments along the way. We will get them up. And Miss Pearl saying, I have to go back and watch last night's show. It was crazy here, and I missed it. No worries, Miss Pearl. We you can go on YouTube, Facebook. That's where main platforms are. You can go watch. Go check us out. We had a nice, fun show called The Juice last night on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Rodney thinks, Romeo Dobbs got overpaid. But, Trevor, I want to get into the huge news. Yes, it's a Denver Bronco Roundup. It's a Denver Broncos podcast. But when a player or a team has to do with the Broncos, we mention it. And this has to do with not just the Broncos, but all of NFL. And that's Maxx Crosby. The Ravens backing out of the trade about 2.5 hours ago. My friend Graham sent me a message. I thought he was joking. Turned out to be real. I turned on NFL Network. It's all over the news. Ravens backed out of it because of a medical, is what it looks like, Trevor. So why don't you tell everybody about it, and then we'll get to some more comments after you talk about Maxx for a couple seconds. I'll get some more comments in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the topic we're discussing. I mean, Maxx Crosby the Raiders and the Baltimore Ravens obviously had initially agreed upon a trade to send Maxx Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens. The Raiders were supposed to be getting 2 first-round picks back in the deal. That was, I believe, Friday is when that ended up happening. And now we're on Tuesday, and these are why some of these deals kind of fall apart, and that's happened in the past, but basically, the Ravens are backing out of the deal because of a pending physical that ended up happening. Maxx Crosby was in Baltimore getting a physical, and obviously he didn't pass according to reports. But there's some, Kenny and Posse, there's some around the league that are not happy about this, and it doesn't look good for Baltimore because I fully expect Baltimore to now pivot and go after Trey Hendrickson. It smells a little fishy there. I don't know how bad Maxx Crosby's knee is. There was a report earlier on towards the end of the season, and this is why the Raiders ended up holding him out, was because he had a recurring knee issue that he chose not to get surgery on, and thought he could play through. And obviously he didn't pass his physical, and this is where you're at. So it'll be interesting. I would say this is not a good look for the Raiders at all either. I think now you're not going to get back 2 first-round draft picks for Maxx Crosby. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen now. Teams are going to definitely make him take a physical before any trade ends up even going through at all. I don't know where the Raiders really go from here. How do you bring back a guy that you just tried to trade away back into this locker room, and one of your star players as well, and just accept them back in your locker room when you were trying to trade him? So definitely a lot of different scuffling going around the league. Did not expect this to happen. Fully expected Maxx Crosby to be a Baltimore Raven. These are why physicals happen, to make sure the players are healthy and the players are, the team that's getting the player is going to get the player fully healthy or dang, they're close. So we'll see what ends up happening after this, but I think Baltimore is going to try to pivot pretty quickly after this. I do think the Raiders right now, it's kind of a waiting game to see if they can get anything close to what Baltimore offered for Maxx Crosby.
Yeah. I am going to hit the comment boards, which includes Michael and Phil's star comment in a moment. For me, I hate this free agent tampering, off-season tampering. Agreed to a deal means it's not set in stone. And when something like this happens, you could have a ripple effect that is tsunami-like, meaning this may affect all of the NFL, everybody, in some good ways and in some bad ways. Talk about Maxx Crosby now with the Raiders. They just offered Trevor Lindenbaum the highest paid interior lineman deal in history for a center. 3 years, $80 million. Not to mention Nakobe Dean's high pay raise, Quay Walker. They brought in a lot of players on agreement signings that if nothing gets done with Maxx Crosby, this could affect one of those other players that they agreed to sign. I don't know if it's going to affect all of them. I don't think it'll affect all of them, but it could affect one of those other players. One of those other players may not be a Raider if they don't get something done tomorrow with Maxx Crosby. Nakobe Dean, I'll just throw that name out there. Maybe the Broncos can come sneaking in and get Nakobe Dean. Just throwing that out there. Not saying that's going to happen, but like you just said, the Raiders are now huge losers because they got 2 first-round picks on word for Maxx Crosby. Now they might be lucky to get 1 because they're desperate now. Teams are going to know they're desperate. Trey Hendrickson's sitting out there. If I'm the Cowboys, Buccaneers, Ravens, I'm going after him. I'm not going to call the Raiders for a trade. Or if I do call the Raiders for a trade, they call me. You want Maxx Crosby? We'll give you 1 first round. No, I don't want a first round. It's going to take a second. I'll give you a second round for him. You have to get rid of him now. Ball's in the other team's courts now. Trey Hendrickson's the prize. Maxx Crosby could be a prize at a much smaller price than the 2 first rounds asked for. So let's hit the comments, Trevor, and then we'll continue with the show because there's some questions coming in. Michael, everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo. Good evening, Kenny and Trevor. Go Bo Broncos. Blue and orange hearts with the mile high salute. It's the Denver Bronco Roundup. I haven't been on in a while, so I got to remember to give the salutes on the stars and our friends there. It's in unlike the other show we do we juice it up. Tonight's the salute. So thank you, Michael, for 100 stars. Phil McLaughlin also coming in with 100 stars. Our good friend Phil McLaughlin. What's up, Phil? Good evening, Kenny and Rocket Man. I think the coaches must believe Troutman will be a number 1 tight end. Dobbins will stay healthy for the season, and Bo will play an MVP this year. Salute to you, my friend, for the 100 stars. Thank you so much. Thoughts on that, Trevor?
I don't know if the coaches think Troutman's the number 1 tight end. I do think that they value Adam Troutman very highly, specifically Sean Payton. That's been his guy since he's been here in Denver. Troutman was one of the guys he brought over from New Orleans, obviously. But I think Evan Ingram needs to be talked about in the tight end room. I think Davis Webb taking over plays, calling plays now. I think there's a plan to use Evan Ingram. I mean, whether you can agree with that or not, and if that's going to be effective, time will tell. But keep in mind, I think Davis Webb was a big reason why Evan Ingram even came to Denver in the first place. They came out of the same draft class together. There's a connection there between those two. So I do think there's a plan to move in Evan Ingram and try to get Evan Ingram going within this offense. But definitely Troutman with what he brings from a blocking perspective, and to also what he can just bring to this team. So I do think they overpaid it slightly for Adam Troutman. I should say slightly. I think they overpaid probably $2-3 million over for Adam Troutman to bring him back. But he was pretty valued around the league though too. So it's free agency. This is some of these guys are going to get a little bit more money than maybe what they would have gotten. So we'll see about Dobbins too. Still. Big question for me going forward is that running back room. If you're going to make a push for a running back, this is an offseason to do it. This is the start of your Super Bowl window. Not really agree with that, and we'll see what Bo Nix ends up doing next season. I mean, a lot of pressure probably going to be on him in this offense again to get going. But time will tell everything, and we'll see what the Broncos do the rest of this offseason. I'm not ready to panic day 2 of the tampering period. I mean, free agency hasn't really, quote unquote, officially began yet till tomorrow. So I think I think Broncos country, be patient. Let this offseason play out before we can sit there and judge. In July, we can judge and see where this team's at. Even after the April draft, we can judge on where this team's at. But I would say, in caution, be patient.
I want to hit the comment board because there's a lot of comments coming in, and keep them coming in tonight, everybody. If I miss one, please put it up again because there are a lot, but I'm going to try and get all of Rodney's in first. He's saying that's crazy with the Maxx Crosby sign. Not good for the Raiders. and he's also saying the money over there. He wants to know, is Dallas looking into Crosby? I think so. I definitely think so. And curious to see about the ripple effect now, Trevor. Rashawn Gary agreed trade 4th-round pick. Do they want to give up? That was the backup plan to Maxx Crosby, Rodney, and Posse. The backup plan was the backup plan for the Cowboys. As a Giant fan, I followed this story. Cowboys were in on Maxx Crosby. They didn't want to give up 2 number 1s. Plan B, Rashawn Gary, they get for a 4th-round pick. They give up a 4th-round pick to the Packers. They get the edge rusher for the Packers, Rashawn Gary, as a plan B. Word to word. Here comes the ripple effect. Now I can get Maxx Crosby. Maybe that trade gets pulled off the table now too, and the Cowboys look into Maxx Crosby, maybe for just maybe just for pick 14 or a future, maybe even a number 2 pick. Who knows? I don't know what the deal is going to be, but the Raiders got to do something.
I will say Rashawn Gary stayed in Dallas. I don't get the indication that they're gonna back out of that trade at all. I think he's gonna stay. I will say Jacksonville was another team that was in on Maxx Crosby. I would say hold tight. I don't know the team's going to be rushing to go trade for Maxx Crosby right now. I think a lot is on his medicals. Graham said, I think earlier, Kenny, in the chat that that Maxx Crosby was ahead of schedule on his recovery. I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, I think there's obviously some real concerns. If you're Baltimore, there's a reason why Baltimore backed out of it. Maybe it was a good thing for them. I mean, obviously, if it's a serious injury, then you can't blame them. Maybe, there was a little bit of, hey, maybe we're getting cold feet here. Maybe we'd rather go after Trey Hendrickson and stuff like that. Who knows what actually happened behind closed doors? I'm going to go with hey, there were some real concerns with Maxx Crosby's injury, and they, for the better of their organization, didn't want to give up 2 first-round picks, and they wanted to stay put and maybe pivot to a different player. And obviously the injury was a little bit more serious. So I would go with that right now until we hear otherwise, but can't blame Baltimore if that's the case.
I see a question coming in from Phil. I'm going to hit that up at the end. Let me just, I love our posse and juicers when it's on the juice. I love the side chats. So everybody's saying hello to each other, but I do want to say hello to Ernie Mays, who's coming in. He's saying hello to Glenn. But hello, I know he's saying hello to everybody out there who's a Bronco fan, and he's saying hello as well. So Ernie, welcome to the show. Love to see you in the chat as always, and good to see you, of course. So let's just see. PJ Locke to Dallas. We'll catch up with that in a second. Roy saying Dallas will not be in on the talks on Maxx Crosby, so that's going to eliminate them. Could be the Buccaneers
for now. Yeah. For now.
Yep. Keith coming in. Gentlemen, the Titans could rethink Draymond Jones and turn to Crosby at this point. Dominoes. Ripple effect. I called it the tsunami. I like dominoes, Keith. I like that there's going to be some teams that are back on board now and holding some money back now because of this news, and hopes they can get this guy. Raiders will not trade with the Broncos. I agree. There's teams in baseball and football, and you just don't trade with certain teams, and the Raiders and Broncos. If you were going to make a trade, Michael, with the Raiders, the Raiders would ask for 3 first-round picks from the Broncos, and that's the only way it gets done. That's how these teams work. When you're a rival, the asking price is 2 for everybody else, but it's 3 for you. You want it? Rodney's asking builds real quick, and then I'll get Phil's question.
Again, here's the thing. It's the balls in the Raiders' court right now. Do you want to hold on to Maxx Crosby till like the trade deadline and see if you can get those 2 first-round picks? Because I'm just going to say it right now, they're not getting 2 first-round picks back at all. The price, as soon as that news came out, price dipped down. The rest of the teams around the league, they have this intel as well. So, I mean, you'd be lucky if you get a first-round pick. If you're the Raiders, are you just going to want to move off of Maxx Crosby and get way less back? I mean, or do you want to hold on to him and try to get those 2 first round pick kind of value. It'll be interesting to see. That's I think the $1 million question right now. Right after this trade with Baltimore, right after Baltimore backs out, where's the market for Maxx Crosby? It's definitely not as high as it was. I'll say that.
Well, here I'm going to play George Payton to answer Phil's question. Would you give up Ellis or Cooper and the draft pick for Crosby? I got the ball in my court now, Phil. If I can get Crosby and the Raiders call and say this is what they want, you're not getting Jonathan Cooper. I'll give you Jonathan. I'll give you Ellis, and I'll give you a draft pick. Not even a first. You want my good player, my second round pick from last couple of years ago? You'll get him, and you'll get a second round pick, which is going to be almost a third round pick. You're the ones that got the money problem now. That's it. So Rodney's saying go get Nakobe Dean if there's the ripple effect. Keith's saying imagine pair Crosby with Garrett. Can you imagine?
Oh boy.
And here's our good friend Kurt Valenti. Check out Kurt Broncos Daily on Fan Arch. Good friend of mine, one of my best friends, doing great work over there. He's saying, boys, let me ask you guys this. Does this make the Raiders never, ever trade with Baltimore again?
I mean, never, ever. I would never say that because different regimes are different. I mean, you're going to change GMs, and it's about relationships. It's might be a little bit more difficult, but it's like, think about this for a second, Kenny, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but like, if you're the Raiders, if you're trying to sell Maxx Crosby off for 2 first-round picks and there's a good chance that he's not going to pass his physical, what are you trying to do? You're trying to sneak him by Baltimore's medical staff? I mean, that's the fishy part about it, and that's where I'm like, that does not look good for the Raiders on multiple fronts. I mean, and Baltimore caught it. Their medical staff caught it, and kudos to them because that would have hurt that organization for a long time. If Maxx Crosby is hurt and out for the season, you just gave up 2 first-round picks for him. Those 2 first-round picks would play before he would.
Yeah. I think it's the other way around, Kurt. I think maybe the Ravens never trade with Raiders again.
Maybe.
That could be that. If this physical, you just don't back out of a trade. There's more to say than we're going to see in the upcoming days. Ernie saying hello to Kurt. Ron saying yes, Pats. Ron Arter, thank you for hopping on. Ron Arter 8609. Pat Scott Jones. And Biggie, yes, he did fail his. What did he fail on his physical? Meniscus, I think. He's had a meniscus injury, and I think that's most likely what it is, Biggie. It'll get leaked out more as the hours continue.
And he had surgery in January, so it's been a couple months. Obviously, the recovery time, this tells me that his recovery process hasn't went as planned.
Yeah. Couple more coming in. I mean, this is a hot topic, Trevor, and it's probably going to go a couple. With the AFC West, we'll probably get about halfway through our show and then hit Broncos stuff. But hey, this has to do with the Broncos. You don't want to face Maxx Crosby 2 times a year with if Nakobe Dean and all these other guys end up back. It could be a little scary defense that you're facing over there in Vegas that they're building. We'll see. Keith saying one medical team can say no and 31 could say yes. It's all about projection midway through recovery. A new name I don't Zia Heat M2112 sign Njoku or Goddard, trade for AJ Waddle or Pickens. What do you think about that? Thank you for hopping on, Zia.
I don't know that they're going to sign a veteran tight end because you just paid Troutman more than I think what expected, unless they move off of Ingram, which I don't think is happening. I think they have bigger plans for Ingram than what people think and maybe want to think. So I don't think they sign a veteran tight end right now. A.J. Brown or Waddle, I don't think the Miami Dolphins are moving off of Jalen Waddle. A.J. Brown, I think A.J. Brown, I'm starting to turn a little bit on that. I do think A.J. Brown gets moved this offseason. I don't know where that's going to be and what the price tag is going to be, but I do think A.J. Brown will be moved. Pickens, I don't think Dallas will move Pickens right now. I think the plan is to keep him there, pair him on the other side of CeeDee Lamb and pay him. So A.J. Brown would be the likely player out of that. But we'll see what Philly would want to give up or what Philly would want back in return and what would the Broncos want to give up. Right now, this whole draft and develop thing that we've been hearing from this team, from like George Payton, Sean Payton, specifically, like even Greg Penner ownership, like, does that tell you that's a team that is willing to move draft picks for a player, and especially premium draft picks for a player? I'm not buying it right now.
Zia, I'm a little difference of opinion than my co-host Trevor, and it's not a respectfully disagree. It's just a little difference of opinion. I think you're going to get a rookie tight end. I don't think the tight end room is finished with this, but I don't think Njoku or Goddard will be there. I do, though, think AJ Brown is definitely in play for the Broncos, and it's going to come around the draft. And Eagles' price right now is probably a first, so you play chess with them. You know, for those chess fans out there, you play your hand. You know, a one's too much. But here come the Broncos, who are picking late in round 2. It's almost a third-round pick. If that's the deal, that gets it done. I think A.J. Brown could very well be in play for the Denver Broncos before it's all said and done.
I will say, Kenny, I do think that they'll look to draft a tight end in the draft, but I do think running back is also in play. I think running back maybe a little bit more, or at least equal with tight end, because of what happened and just transpired the last couple of days. Not getting ETN, not getting Walker, not getting some of these running backs in free agency, and linebackers going to be a play for them as well.
Yeah, Ron, thank you for sharing, and you know, I know this is tough, and you know, I hope you're doing well. I can tell you that can be a tricky surgery. He has a destroyed meniscus. It's usually an easy cleanup, but depends on the damage. Mine was completely removed. I guess we shall see. Thank you for sharing that. And again, hope you're doing well. And I know that can be a tough one, those meniscuses as well. Keith's saying nobody's scared of Troutman and Stranad, the only players the Broncos have invested in. And Glenn's saying, Rodney's saying, sources say Crosby's on track. And Glenn also, once you do a meniscus, it degenerates. Stop, start, short, sharp stuff is the biggest as well. Roy on the Troutman signing, he's pissed off. It's gaslighting period. A Sean Payton buddy that's a little less than average in the position. It's like regular gas. You got your great sports car. You got your we'll call Bo Nix your prize, your sports car, your car in the showroom, and you're putting regular gas in it with Adam Troutman instead of the it's like NASCAR. You're putting regular gas in NASCAR fuel instead of NASCAR fuel, Roy. So there, yeah, I agree with you with Troutman. Ron wants Njoku, but also good with a rookie. We need a running back to bolster running back room in case Dobbins gets injured. Rodney wants to draft your guy, Eli Stowers.
I will say,
he's saying cheap gas.
Max Clare is also starting to grow on me a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver even drafted a tight end a little bit later, like third, fourth round, possibly. I mean, I don't know if they go tight end second round now, because I do think running back's starting to become a bigger need. I mean, this is a thing. We could talk about tight end all you want, but it's like, gosh dang, can you spend on a dang running back without it being J.K. Dobbins? Like, you know what you're going to get with him. Why are we? And I hope he does stay healthy. I do. I really hope he plays all season long, because like then that makes the contract look a lot better. And I don't think it's a bad contract for Denver, but it's like you couldn't have pushed a few extra $1 million to go get Travis Etienne. You know he's an upgrade. You know what you're going to get with him. He's a 1,000-yard rusher. He's definitely more durable. Why weren't you on Tyler Algier? Like $6 million a year for Tyler Algier, and you're not in on that.
Rico Dowdle.
I will say Rico Dowdle.
I still liked him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was following McCarthy. Rico Dowdle, or for those cheesy 90s music fans, go watch Rico. Yeah. Suave. We had fun with that, Keith and I, back when they was coming out. Rico Dodley. And Dodley went for pennies. Yep.
Yes. Well, and that's, see, I don't mind them picking JK over Rico Dowdle. I mean, I like Rico Dowdle. I don't think he fits with this team, though. I mean, I don't. And I don't think he's very good in pass pro. I do like him as a receiver, and I do like him as a running back. He has been impressive, but also like there's a reason why he's been changing teams, like Dallas. Now he's in Pittsburgh. Like he wasn't the primary guy in Carolina. So I mean, you just got to like keep in mind with all that stuff. But my biggest thing is Tyler Algier. Why the heck were you not in on Tyler Algier? That makes no sense to me. He was an upgrade over what you have with J.K. Dobbins. He can do a little bit of everything, just like J.K. does, but more dependable. Or push a few more $1 million for Travis Etienne. The running back position needed to get solved. It was a clear issue in the playoffs. You've seen it in the AFC championship game. They couldn't run the dang football to save their lives. I don't care. Don't give me this crap about the snow, because guess what? It's elements. It happens through any stadium that's an open air stadium. So I am tired of the excuses of not being able to run the football and not pushing the chips in a little bit more to go get your starting running back. Hey, you have that solidified. You can still like RJ Harvey as a combo back, and you can still pair a running back with RJ Harvey. Instead, the sim got a little bit kind of lack thereof of wanting to spend a little bit extra $1 million to go get a running back. I mean, it wasn't the biggest investment because you weren't giving up premium draft capital to do so, and you weren't paying Kenneth Walker money. Kenneth Walker got more than Etienne. So
Glenn says it great here. Rico couldn't block my 6-year-old Jackson. Yeah. Algier was the one that got away. Obviously didn't like him schematically. I thought the Dobbins and Harvey as combo was a great mix. Trevor, let's do this. I'm going to get a couple more comments in. We're going to take our sponsor break. And it looks like this show, and I love these type of shows, looks like this show is becoming a mailbag type of show. So audience, keep the questions and comments coming in. And Trevor and I will keep them coming, because we do have another Denver Bronco Roundup tomorrow as well. So keep the questions and comments coming, and we'll turn this into a mailbag episode if that's the direction that the episode's going in. I have no issues with that, and I know Trevor doesn't as well. Running back was the biggest need from Rodney. Pearl, running back, and number one wide receiver. And I like Biggie's comment here. I think Walmart put a budget on what they could spend this year, so they just decided to sign everybody back. Go with the same the clearance aisles right there.
Well, and in my opinion, they got worse. I mean, because you lost John Franklin Myers. I know you weren't going to overspend and go pay him, but you re-signed everybody else, and you lost John Franklin Myers. You didn't sign anybody, so you're not better. You got worse, especially in that defensive line.
Let me give you one name, Keith, and everybody in the posse one name, and just a simple yes or no, and then we'll get our sponsor break in, because we can talk about this more after the sponsor break if the comments come in. Just a simple yes or no, everybody. If you want to put a reason in, we'll read it after the sponsor break. But Aaron Jones is out there. Veteran, you bring him in with to be the guy above, not necessarily above J.K. Dobbins, but a guy who's insurance if J.K. Dobbins goes down. Simple yes or no on Aaron Jones. I'm saying yes. Because at this point, Aaron Jones is going to be more of the cheaper bargain price as opposed to $15 million that the top guys got yesterday.
Can I answer that after we do our? Because I have
if you want to.
Yeah.
Glenn's saying no to Jones. I'm on a yes. Everybody can get their. Phil's saying no. You guys can come in with your answers. I think it'd be a good insurance piece. Older in age, I'm not worried about that because I don't need him to run the ball 25 times a game. I need him to spell J.K. Dobbins. If J.K. Dobbins went down, I got him for insurance. Roy, no, as well. So let's get the halftime break in. Continue to bring the yeses or nos, everybody. And just give me a second. Trevor, go ahead and give me your thoughts, because I did lose I got to pull up the sponsor stuff. I lost it here. Sorry, Miss Pearl. I got it. I just need a second to pull it back up. So Trevor, give us your reason on Aaron Jones while I do that.
I mean, okay, I'll say what reason why I say yes or no. So yes, because yes, he's an experienced back. He's been a 1,000-yard rusher before. I do think he does fit this offense a little bit. I will say no because he gets hurt too. I mean, and you're going to sign him to be your third running back behind J.K. Dobbins and R.G. Harvey. I mean, would he want to do that? And I mean, and if he would, it's going to be way later. It's going to be way after the draft. It's going to be like a J.K. Dobbins situation where he waits the market out, and then okay, maybe in July he signs in Denver. It's not going to be next week or anything like that. So all depends on the market, but I would consider. I think all options got to be on the table right now. I would consider it. Brian Robinson Jr. is another name to be thrown out there. A.J. Dillon could be a name thrown out there. I do think they need more insurance for J.K. Dobbins, and I agree with that. Gotta freaking solve this running back room. I mean, you have to. I mean, it's insane that we're still having to talk about this.
Keith's on board with me, and I'll get the rest of the comments after the sponsor break. But go get Aaron Jones. What's it going to cost? Not much, Keith. Not much. It's going to cost less than J.K. Dobbins. I would do it. J.K. Dobbins hasn't played a full season. I know Aaron Jones gets hurt too, but you know what? I got insurance with a veteran back. I don't have Tyler Bidet or Jaleel McLaughlin to worry about. Aaron Jones is much better than those two guys, in my opinion. Let's talk about our sponsor, though, and then we'll continue with the second half and the mailbag episode here that we've turned this into, Trevor. Morgan Trinkets, Miss Pearl Heater in our audience tonight is our wonderful sponsor. Morgan Trinkets, they've specialized in Southwest jewelry, Southwest pottery, and estate gold, wholesale prices for over 35 years. You can catch Morgan Trinkets online on Etsy by typing in the words Morgan Trinkets, or catch them on eBay at Pearl Heat. You can also see them live. They'll be live at the Longmont Fairgrounds on March 14th and 15th with the Coin Show. Miss Pearl, thank you so much. Go check out Morgan Trinkets. If you're in Longmont, Colorado, if you're at the fairgrounds, go say hi to Miss Pearl. Go check out their jewelry and pottery. Tell them fellas at Denver Bronco Roundup, Rocky Mountain Sports Network, say hi, and go enjoy the wonderful shows that the Longmont Fairgrounds put on. And if you're not, like I just said, go check them out on eBay and Etsy. Miss Pearl, thank you so much for your sponsorship on all of our shows on the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. We truly appreciate all the love and support you give us each and every week. Trevor, let me just see how many we got. A lot of comments that I got to catch up on. The comments are rolling in. So if I miss a comment, please repeat it. Okay, because you guys got a lot of comments coming in. I absolutely love this. Let me just see the yeses and nos first. No from Rodney. No from Glenn. No from Phil. No from Roy. We're caught up there. Keith said yes. And I think that's all the answers of the yes and no. And now I got to get to some comments. Keith saying Harvey, Dobbins, and Jones better than Bidet. I agree. Biggie Bronco. If it was me, I would sign Brandon. I think he's talking about Brian Robertson from the 49ers free agent. First, if he's still available now in the second wave. And if it's not, Najee Harris averaged between 11 to 1,300 yards every year for Pittsburgh. Thoughts on those two guys?
Brian Robinson would be in play for me, but again, I think it's coming down the line. I do think some sort of an insurance option. I just real quickly, I want to make this point. You got to be careful on who you also bring in, because keep in mind the J.K. Dobbins contract's 2 years, $20 million. That's $10 million a season. 8 of that. Of this contract, $8 million of it is guaranteed. So I would expect probably most of it's guaranteed year one. That's starter money. He's got to start. This is what you paid him to do. You didn't pay J.K. Dobbins $10 million a season to sit the bench. He's got to start. At some point in time, you're going to need your return on investment with R.J. Harvey too. Year 2 is huge for R.J. Harvey. He's got to step up into his role. Maybe some of this is also Denver's belief in R.J. Harvey as a player. We can really develop him as a player, and it's not the sexiest move out there, but hey, this might win us games. Come regular season and into the playoffs. We've got to let RJ Harvey kind of do his thing. We know what J.K. Dobbins can do when he's on the field, and I understand that. But it's I why I'm saying like Aaron Jones, does that make sense for Aaron Jones himself and also Denver, because there's two parts. For Denver, yes, you like the depth, but for Aaron Jones, if he's not going to see playing time, why would he come to Denver? I mean, you're going to have RJ Harvin, you're going to have J.K. Dobbins ahead of you. You know they're going to play J.K. Dobbins because you're paying him $10 million a year. I mean, that's the discussion of that. It's like I do want them to sign some of insurance option, like a Brian Robinson, like who's not going to command a lot of playing time right away. I know Aaron Jones isn't the player he used to be, but I still think like, hey, he wants to be at least a combo back somewhere.
Yeah. Phil, I see your stars. We're going to get to that in a minute. I just want to catch up on a couple other comments, and we'll transfer over to your question. First, a couple things about Miss Pearl. Big props to Miss Pearl and Morgan Trinkets from Glenn. And then Miss Pearl's letting us know the increase in silver prices. All her new silver is 25% over cost. That's wholesale pricing. Silver prices, they are very high. So yeah, please go check out Miss Pearl. Amazing stuff on Morgan Trinkets. Go check out their website. Go on eBay. Go on Etsy. Go see them live as well. Let me get a couple comments and some thoughts, Trevor, and then we'll get Phil's question and transfer the chat into that question that Phil has. Zaya coming in. 30th overall pick and third round for A.J. Brown would be perfect. I don't think the 30th pick is going to do anything for us. I agree mostly with that, Zaya, unless you tell me 30th pick is going to be a linebacker, because I am really upset that you gave up on Greenlaw. Not saying Trevor, not saying everybody in here. A lot of Broncos media, Broncos country, a lot of our posse members, myself included, love the Dre Greenlaw signing. All right. He was hurt last year a little bit, and you give up on him already because he didn't learn the system. You give him a second year. He's an all-pro. You released him. Why? Like Keith, I know Keith's going crazy out there at home. Why? To bring back Justin Strenad and Alex Singleton as your starting linebackers next year? Right now. Tomorrow that can change. A week from now it can change. But right now, Alex Singleton and Justin Strenad are your starting linebackers. That's going backwards from Dre Greenlaw. I'm sorry. Trevor may have a difference of opinion. Audience members, posse members may have a difference of opinion. Trevor, I'd love your thoughts. I do want to get Phil's question in soon, though, because he did send stars.
On the A.J. Brown possible trade, or just
with the A.J. Brown and then the linebackers, because I do think, like I said, 30th pick better be a linebacker, because this linebacker room I do not like right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about this linebacker room as well. I do like them re-signing Justin Strenad. I didn't see him coming back at first, but I'm glad they prioritized him. I think he's earned his a bigger role. The Alex Singleton thing, that's where I'm like, I don't love that. And I do think they need some sort of insurance. I do think they want to get younger at linebacker. I think that's also part of this is like, yes, they're in that Super Bowl win now mode. Yes, I get that. But also I do think getting younger, especially at linebacker, fresher legs out there, that can also help too. And this is a deep draft class at linebacker. I mean, you can find one at 30. You can find one in the 30th round and the third round. Like you can find linebackers in this class that can be starters. I mean, really. And so I think that's part of this as well. And it takes consideration of this. So yeah, I mean, if for AJ Brown, I mean, of course he could be on the table, but I don't think this team's going to give draft picks away right now. I don't think they're going to do so. And their cap space, keep in mind, this team, the amount of players that this team re-signed over the last year or so. I mean, you're giving big contracts out to Zach Allen. You're giving big contracts out to, even PS2. I mean, so some of these other guys you're giving contracts out to, DJ Jones, Malcolm Roach. I mean, that all plays into your salary cap. Right now, Denver has $16.8 million or around that in cap space. They're not going to go crazy. You're going to see depth signings probably, unless they magically create more salary cap space by restructuring some contracts. They're not going to go crazy. And They don't always need to. I mean, they went to the AFC Championship game for a reason. There's very few needs that this team actually has. And so, yes, could they have been more aggressive at running back? Yes, that's my biggest knock on them. But I want to see the rest of the plan throughout the offseason, not 2 days in the tampering period. It's not time to overreact right now. It's frustrating. I can get it. They haven't signed anybody yet. I understand. But it's not for the lack of them trying. They were in on Travis Etienne until the end. He ended up going to the Saints. That's tough. It's tough business, So it's like I can understand from fans' perspective, but I can also understand from the Broncos' perspective because you do win football games by drafting and developing. You don't win football games by winning free agency.
No. Well said. Well said. I will say that much. I want to see if they stay put at 30. I want to see C.J. Allen, Malcolm Rodriguez at that pick. If you don't get a linebacker in the first round, I'm high on Kyle Lewis, where the Broncos are picking in the second round. I would not wait for the third round for him. Those are my 3 linebackers that would make me happy over Stranad and Singleton starting side by side. And I'm not taking anything away from those 2 guys, but I don't want both of them starting side by side and saying I got better on defense at linebacker. I want to bring in a rookie and develop him into my starting linebacker, calling the defenses for Vance Joseph for the next 5 to 7 years before they're rookie. And, I say 5 to 7 because rookie contracts change everything. Phil's got a question. Let's hit this one. It came up a few minutes ago, and thank you, Phil. Salute one more time for you for the stars. He's coming with 100 stars asking, guys, I have a feeling we'll have a trade sometime in the near future. Thoughts? We talked about some trades yesterday, some trade ideas. I'll give you my wild ones. I did see somebody in the chat. I think it was if it was Rodney, let me know. Devin A-Chain. I think it was you, Rodney. If it was Biggie Bronco, please let us know who it was. It was one of you guys, and I apologize that I don't know exactly which one of you 2 it was, but I'm going to say Devin A-Chain. Here's my thoughts. And I know some people said that, sorry, Kenny, I don't see that happening. When I like to create trades, I like to be bold where I'm not the Mel Kipers, I'm not the Ian Rappaports, I'm not the Adam Schefters. I don't have sources. This is coming from my thought process. Miami Dolphins just released Tua Tagovailoa for a record almost $100 million in dead cap. This is a Broncos podcast. This is great to talk to Bronco fans about this. We know how much Russell Wilson cost in dead cap. Took the Broncos a nice little rebuild plan, but it took them a couple of years. Year 1, wasn't as great. You ended up getting your franchise quarterback. Great. That's the hardest thing to find. You found your franchise quarterback in Bo Nix. And I'm just going to take a minute on this, Trevor, and then I'll let you get your thoughts on a trade. Miami, more than Russell Wilson in dead cap, A. B, they bring in Malik Willis and pay him. Not go out in the draft and get a rookie. Malik Willis, who's never been a starter for any team, almost $40 million a year. So now you got Tua Tagovailoa and almost $100 million and Malik Willis. That money. Devin A-Chain is going to be a free agent next year. He's going to be right around $15 million, give or take. Here comes my thought process, everybody. Dolphins, rebuild, complete rebuild. Jalen Waddle's been mentioned. I don't want Jalen Waddle. Give me Devin A-Chain. That's who I'm calling Miami for. My price, you can have my second round pick. You're not going to get a first round pick. You can have my second round pick. And you can have my rookie running back that I drafted last year. And he could be your Devin A-Chain replacement, the guy you can develop. If A-Chain turns out to be good, or if Harvey comes out to be good for the Dolphins, good for the Dolphins. You're bringing Devin A-Chain in to win a Super Bowl now. That's the move and trade I would make, Phil. Devin A-Chain, a second-round pick this year, and R.J. Harvey. That would be my bold prediction trade that I haven't seen anybody really talk about in the media. And I know some people say, no way that's going to happen, but I'm going to throw that out there just to be different than everybody else. And it's a need for the Broncos. And I think to get somebody, you got to give up somebody. So yes, you got to give up your second round running back next year. And he's only 1 year into the league, and we don't know if he's going to be a star yet. So you trade for a star. And that's my thought process on it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love Devon Achane in Denver, but there's no way you get Miami on the phone without offering at least one first-round pick for him. And you're going to have to pay him big money after this season. So have to keep that in mind as well. But Phil, I do think trades are definitely on the table for Denver. I think everything's on the table for Denver. I think everything has to be. Listen, you are in a Super Bowl window right now with Bo Nix. I mean, you've got to maximize it. And you've got to maximize it not just under his rookie contract. I'm tired of hearing this crap about his rookie contract. You can still win around quarterbacks when you pay them. Look at the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. They've done it for years. You can still do so. You got to be smart. You got to hit on your draft picks, but you can still do it. This window with Bo Nix isn't just for 2-3 more seasons. It's a lot longer than that. As long as Bo can be an efficient NFL quarterback, he can give you a chance. You're going to have a chance to win. The Chiefs did it with Mahomes. They pay Mahomes big money. There's ways you can work around the cap, the salary cap. Like I'm tired of hearing about the rookie contract thing. Yes, you can take advantage of it because it's cheaper. I understand that. But you just got to switch some things up once you pay Bo. But this whole thing, like winning 2 to 3 year window, it's a lot longer than that with Bo. I mean, as long as Bo can be efficient, you're going to have a chance to win with him each and every season, as long as he's healthy as well. No, I mean, I think receiver could be possibly in play. I will say Peyton likes his receivers. I wouldn't be surprised if they went and drafted a wide receiver. I think it's got to be in play for this team. And that's a position we really haven't talked about in the draft much as far as like linking the Broncos to a wide receiver, but I do think that's in play. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see, what this team ends up doing. I don't know if I expect any big trade, but I will say everything needs to be on the table right now for Denver. I mean, everything.
I know some people like say, Glenn, no way. I know Martin's in here yesterday. He didn't like it, but I apologize. Biggie and I and Rodney Garcia are going to get credit if the A-Chain trade comes out because they both said it too. I'd go get A-Chain from Rodney, and Biggie is on the same mind as me. Send them Harvey in a second round. We got the same mind. The thought process is simple for me. The Dolphins ain't going to be able to afford him. You're saying, I know what you're saying, next year you got to pay A-Chain, but you should be paying a running back this year. You shouldn't be paying J.K. Dobbins. I'm sorry, Broncos country. You may hate me for this statement. You should not be paying. I know Liz Frank injury isn't a serious injury, but I can't trust J.K. Dobbins to be there in the playoffs for me next year. I need somebody else on this roster. I do. And it's not a 4th or 5th round running draft pick this year. It's a veteran through trade or an Aaron Jones, back to Aaron Jones. I've seen Austin Eckler's name mentioned, Brian Robinson's name mentioned. Somebody else has to be on this roster because I cannot go with Harvey and Bidet in the playoffs and expect to go to a Super Bowl. Can't. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm want emotion? You're going to get emotion from me today because I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I think the Broncos have an opportunity, and I think this could be, what they're hiding is they're going to, tomorrow it officially opens. We saw at the beginning of the show, we talked about Maxx Crosby. Broncos can go and make a trade for Devon Achane and give up just a second-round pick and Troy Franklin, let's just say. Or Jalen Waddle for a second-round pick and Troy Franklin, and then the Dolphins cancel that trade last minute because they can. Tomorrow it opens. It officially opens tomorrow. If there's a trade made tomorrow, it's official. So tomorrow you may see some stuff happening, more signings, maybe a trade here and there, but I think teams are going to learn from this Maxx Crosby tampering issue that let's not take that route. And let's, make trades when it officially opens. Let me cut some comments again. Guys are doing great job in the comments in the posse tonight. Keith, the best ability any player can have. Greenlaw and Dobbins don't. Availability. Surprised Dobbins is back. Not surprised on Greenlaw.
I will say I'm not. Them missing out on ETN, I'm not surprised Dobbins is back. I think they would have hoped for better, though. I do think they would have hoped to have gotten ETN over Dobbins. They're not going to come out and say that. But again, this goes back to like, you don't always hit on the free agents or get the free agents that you maybe have high on your board. That's just how business is a lot of times. I mean, and I think obviously right now, Denver struck out, and I think they've struck out at multiple positions right now. And players have decided to go elsewhere. And maybe that's Denver lowballing some of these guys, and these guys wanting to prioritize money over winning. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to accuse any player of anything, because I think every player should get paid and get paid big money, but that have earned it. But yeah, I mean, I think I would say it's not of lack of them trying. I think they've definitely tried. It's just nothing has fallen their way up to this point.
Got a lot of names coming in, but I apologize. And if I miss any comments, please repeat them. This is amazing, you guys in the posse tonight, and love doing this mailbag episode with everybody. Want to say hello to Martin. Martin came in a little while ago. Apologize it took so long to say hello to you, Martin. Martin saying the window isn't just about Bo's rookie contract. It's also about how long we can keep this defense at a top 5 level. I want to say hello to Jody, our fellow horseman. He came in with a question, and I lost it in the shuffle. Here it is. Let's hit this one up, because I can answer it, and I think you'll be able to answer it too. Name a free agent that was a massive upgrade over signing our own guys. I got one right out of the gate. Officially not signed yet, and you might get the ripple effect. Nakobe Dean. I think he's a top 10 linebacker in the NFL. I've watched him play against my Giants. I've watched him in the NFC East. I liked him coming out of college. I thought that he slipped in the draft. I thought it was a steal for Harry Roseman and the Eagles. Gets a nice payday with the Raiders. I thought he would have been an upgrade over Alex Singleton and or Stranad. I'm not against bringing both of those guys back. I just don't want both of those guys side by side for 17 games next year. I hear a lot of people, I'm not going to call out names, but media and this linebacker is our weakest room. We can't cover anybody. Alex Singleton's a great tackler, but he can't cover anybody. You're bringing him back, it's fine, but now you got Justin Stranad with him. Stranad's been a nice player, but I want a bigger name. So that would have been my big upgrade over one of those two guys, Jody. I'm not going to say both. I'm not going to give you two linebackers. I'm okay with one of them on the field, but both of them at the same time for 17 games. A little harder schedule next year. It's not going to be a cakewalk next year. You're not going to sneak up on teams next year. I'd be worried if Singleton and Stranad were side by side week 1. I would think this would be that would have been a massive upgrade for me, Nakobe Dean.
I got plenty. That it would be upgrades. I mean, Bobby Okereke, that's one name that I had high on my list. I think he would have been an upgrade over Alex Singleton. How about this? A linebacker room of Bobby Okereke and Justin Stranad, and then you add a rookie to that linebacker room. I like that a lot more than I think with Alex Singleton. I like Alex Singleton. I think he's a fine player, but Bobby Okereke for me is an upgrade in this linebacker room. That's one. Running back, obviously, I've mentioned already. Travis Etienne Jr. and Tyler Algier, both upgrades over J.K. Dobbins, in my opinion. Just durability and everything, and they've shown what they can do in years past. Tight end, Dallas Goedert, I think he's better than what you got with Adam Troutman. I would have liked to see Denver push a little bit more money towards Dallas Goedert's way, bring him over. He's got that championship experience from Philly, bring that over, and you still going to be able to draft a young tight end. So those are the names I have on my list. I mean, I could go on probably for a little bit, but those are the names that come to mind so far.
I'm looking at the time. I know Keith would be okay with this. We're going to go a little overtime tonight for everybody. We've got a lot of people, a ton of people in the audience, posse, a ton of people watching. Keep the questions coming. It's a mailbag episode. Tomorrow will be the original scheduled Denver Bronco Roundup with Keith and Jody tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern.
For those newcomers, Kenny, before if anybody's got to run, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because we've got a ton of shows going on. This Kenny and I's third night in a row going on, and the guys will be on tomorrow night covering anything Broncos, any news that happens. I mean, we're on Saturdays. We have mock draft shows coming. We have the Juice football show. I mean, so we cover all 32 teams. We cover college football. So please, if you like what you see and you like interacting with us, we try to interact with everybody as much as possible. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's very important. And we would love to have you part of our posse and as part of our juice, our juicer, be a juicer on the Juice as well.
Yeah, quick. Our regularly scheduled program is right now Sunday evenings leading up to the NFL draft. If you like mock drafts, come check out Trevor and I. The pick is in mock draft show, 10 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Mountain time, covering mock drafts in unique ways. Come hang out with us. I know a lot of you come and hang out and make some picks and have fun. Monday's usually an off night. Yesterday we had the Juice with free agents show. So tonight, in place of the Juice, we got a special mailbag episode of the Denver Bronco Roundup. All 8 p.m. Mountain times, 10 p.m. Eastern times. Wednesdays and Saturdays is the Denver Bronco Roundup regular scheduled shows. Keith Brugman and Jody Moncrief bringing it to you on Wednesday evenings, 8 p.m. Mountain time, and Keith Brugman and the Rocket Man right here himself will be on Saturday evening, wrapping up the week with a great Denver Bronco episode. And then in between, like I said, we have these special shows that come up. Keith throwing a bunch of names: Devin Lloyd, Isaiah Likely, Travis Etienne. The names, Jody, there's a ton. Roy was saying Estime wanted Etienne wanted Estime. Jody is Jody's an Audric Estime guy, Notre Dame fan. That's why I got Audric Estime on my mind. So thanks, Jody, for that. Let's hit this, because we are a Broncos show here. Let's hit this one. Broncos did lose somebody today, Trevor, and Rodney's saying PJ Locke in the comment. Talk about what that means for the Broncos losing PJ Locke today. I forget who he went to. If you don't offhand, Dallas. Okay.
Yeah. So PJ Locke ends up signing a 1-year deal, $5 million, $5 million a year, going to Dallas. He's going to get a chance to play quite a bit more. He's also pairing back up with former Broncos coach that coached the defense, Christian Parker, who was here in Denver when PJ Locke was here. So again, there's a whole connection thing, and so there was speculation that PJ was either going to be a Cowboy or go and be with Jim Leonard in Buffalo. So Denver wanted him back, but I don't think at that price they're willing to bring him back. But they did like what PJ Locke did for them. I think he's a good backup somewhere. We'll see what chance he gets in Dallas, but I think he'll certainly help that secondary out and bring a lot of leadership. He's been a long-time Bronco, and he'll be missed for sure.
I think we got a Charger fan, and if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. QOQOQOQ thinks the players that left for other teams realizes the Broncos are not beating a healthy Chargers team. We're a Broncos podcast, but hey, keep it clean. QOQ, you're welcome to your opinions, and thank you for joining. I think the Chargers made some good moves to bolster your offensive line. I'm not going to lie. I wrote them down. Tyler Bidays. You bring back Trevor Kenny, and Cole Strange takes over from Mekhi Becton. And you also brought back Khalil Mack. So I think the Chargers did okay, if you ask me.
And correction, Kenny, PJ Locke it will get a chance to start in Dallas. That's a big reason why he left Denver to go to Dallas. Bigger role as well.
Martin angry like you about Tyler Algier. Could have got him less for than what you paid for J.K. Dobbins. Ronnie's asking about Jalen Naylor. I think he went to the Raiders. But watch the ripple effect. See if they can sign all these guys with Crosby being back. The smaller names may be affected. We'll see. Michael Ronquillo, you can move the cap around to get the right cash to pay the players without overpaying them, restructuring all day long.
That's all free agency, though. I will real quick, Kenny. That's all free agency, though. Look at all these massive deals that are getting thrown around. like all this money. Can you blame the Broncos for not like overpaying? Like you're gonna overpay like for ETN. I can understand that, but to go crazy like what some of these players are gonna want right now, like because the players right now are selling high on themselves. They're gonna want top end money, and if they don't get that, they're just gonna wait it out. Or if they get that, they're gonna sign right away with the team. I mean, that's as time goes on, their market goes down a little bit. Their money, their asking price goes down a little bit. So the Broncos, they might be able to work their magic a little bit. That's what I'm saying. Let the offseason play out a little bit more. Let's see what ends up happening. Let's see what free agents continue to linger out there and maybe what Denver can get them on maybe possibly cheaper deals.
Yeah. Let's see. I hate to break it to you where he's 33 years old and we're going to have the top 5 defense this year, especially if Singleton is on the field. I think Biggie's not happy there with Singleton.
Yeah.
I'm not neither. I mean, both of them on the field, he's not good in coverage. He's terrible in coverage. And I think you need a coverage linebacker. And Glenn came up with some good names for the draft. Galladay, Lawson, Kyle Lewis, Perkins, and York are all good coverage linebackers around 2 to 4. Problem is, if the Broncos sit at 30, do they pass up on C.J. Allen? And I'm not a big fan of C.J. Allen.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Everybody's mocking him to the Broncos. It's like every mock draft, and I've watched mock drafts. I'm a Giants fan, obviously, with my stuff on the background of the wall, for those who don't know. I saw a mock draft today by Lance Zierlein, and Trevor and I are going to do one on Sunday, and I know we're going to have a lot of different players. Jermod McCoy going number 5 to the Giants. Everybody, and I mean everybody that NFL Network is posting their mock drafts has C.J. Allen going to the Broncos. It's like the one set stone, and I don't know if I want that. I'd rather move back into the second round. Let somebody move into the first round who wants somebody that they're coveting and move back a few spots. Because maybe, you can get C.J. Allen there. Or if C.J. Allen goes, Jacob Rodriguez might be the next guy up. Galladay, Kyle Lewis, any of these guys I'm okay with over C.J. Allen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jody Bobby Karakay's average.
He's better than Singleton. I think he's an upgrade. Sorry.
Rodney James Cook is going to cook Singleton. Glenn, still a chance at Goddard and Njoku. Cade Otton and Likely signed all 4 better than Trotman. All 4 better than Trotman. Likely, Otton, Njoku, Goddard.
But Otton got paid a lot of money too. I mean, he got like $20 million guaranteed. Most of his what 3 years, $30 million, $20 million guaranteed. That's pretty expensive for a tight end like him. I mean, again, he wasn't going to go cheap, but it's like, that's pretty pricey.
Martin came in late, and we did cover it at the beginning, but Trevor, it's deserving of a mention again. Why don't we talk to everybody who came in late? What happened about 3 hours ago, maybe close to 4 hours ago.
Yeah. So Martin, as you've probably already seen the news, the Ravens end up backing out of the original agreed upon trade with the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, was sending 2 first-round picks back. Baltimore was to the Raiders. Now that will not be happening. We kind of talked about it earlier, but not sure that Maxx Crosby is going to get moved now. I don't think his price tag is going to be as high as it once was. I don't think the Raiders are going to get 2 first-round picks back from him now. Now that this is an issue, of course, the Raiders are upset about it. Of course, they're not going to get 2 first-round picks back. For him now. So, but again, what were the Raiders trying to hide, or did they know possibly that Maxx Crosby maybe wasn't going to be able to pass a physical? I mean, there's so many questions that remain with this whole topic, and I'm sure we'll hear more as the days and weeks come. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening with Maxx Crosby in that whole situation. I will say I think Baltimore now is probably turning their tides on and pivoting towards Trey Hendrickson, who's still on the open market. But for Baltimore, they get their 2 first-round picks back. So it's more of a loss, in my opinion, for the Raiders. We'll see how this whole thing transpires out. We'll see if Maxx Crosby gets moved. Right now, it's hard to tell because of where his price tag is probably going to be dropping a little bit after this news.
Michael's staying here to the end. Well, Michael, Trevor doesn't know, but this is going to be a 24-hour show tonight. So thank you for staying to the end. I'm kidding, of course. Thank you, Michael. Michael's coming in with some stars on a comment that just came up. Adam Schefter said 10 minutes ago, Maxx Crosby is getting calls from other NFL teams. My high salute to you, Michael. It comes with 100 stars. Thank you, my friend, everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo. The calls are going to come. The calls are going to come when you got that talent, and you know the price is going to be. This is something that never happens, and especially with a star player. You know, this just opened up everything for some teams. You know, to see what they can. You know, I'm a New York Giants. I'm calling. Hey, why not? Let's give them a call. Tell them we'll offer them a 3rd round pick. Probably going to get hung up immediately, but teams are going to call to see what the Raiders are doing. Are they panicking, or you never know? You know, it could be okay. We'll take that. You know, just to get Max off their heels. I'm calling. If I'm every team in the NFL, I'm calling the Raiders just to see. If I'm the Broncos, I'm calling them. Hey, I'll give you a 2nd round pick.
The Raiders may have you blocked.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to get through.
I'll do it. But Michael, staying here to the end, I came up with a brilliant idea, and the wheels turn 24 hours a day. I am enjoying this, and I'm going to mention it to everybody out here because I want to know if you all like this. Trevor's going to know because he's on there. Keith and Jody will know whether they're listening still or they're in the chat or in our group chat. When our mock draft shows are over on Sunday, I would love to have a mailbag show with everybody where our posse creates the agenda on Sunday evenings or even Monday evenings. We'll pick a day. You guys all come join us. The agenda's yours. Ask the questions throughout the hour. And I think that's a great way to segue when the draft is over, segue into another chapter of Denver Bronco Roundup shows, and we can make it a combined show, Denver Bronco Roundup / The Juice, and we could talk all about everybody around the NFL, a mailbag show for everybody. Because this one's doing very well, and I love doing this with all you, and I know Trevor's enjoying this too. And appreciate you staying to the end, Michael. Always appreciate you here every minute that you're here with us.
I do want to quickly want to shed some light though for Broncos country. Like, look at the AFC West for a minute. What team has really gotten that much better? I mean, you're talking about with the Chiefs. Trent McDuffie's out the door. They just lost Watts in their corner. They lost 2 of their best corners. Yes, they got Kenneth Walker, but you overpaid for him. The Raiders are signing everybody pretty much on the open market right now. This Maxx Crosby news now hurts them because now they don't get 2 first-round picks. And the Chargers, they've made some nice moves. I mean, I like them, addressing their offensive line a little bit, but it's like, and Charlie Kolar, like, man, there's something there with him. I think I like that addition, but it's like, how much more do the Chargers get better? I mean, there's no splash. I mean, for the most part, these teams are losing their best players. That's the Chiefs with McDuffie, and we don't know what the Raiders situation is going to be like, but like a lot of these teams are losing their players. Like, it's not like the AFC West has gotten that much better right now. Like, I mean, am I wrong, Kenny? Like, I know the Broncos haven't made one single outside, free agent addition yet, and they will. Give them time. They will. It's coming. But it's not like the AFC West is getting that much better either, at least as of right now. We'll see a lot of offseason still left, but it's like, I mean, the Broncos, like, they're still going to be top of the AFC West right now, in my opinion. If the season started today, Broncos are still number 1 in the AFC West.
I think you're right. Chiefs got the name on the paper. I'm not a big Kenneth Walker fan. I'm glad he didn't come to the Giants. He had, he was the MVP in the Super Bowl. Okay, he's a winner yet, but where's his 17-game season, barely over 1,000-yard season? It's not there. The Raiders did get better, but they're so bad that they're still nowhere near. And they're not better yet because we're going to see what happens with this Maxx Crosby stuff. But they did get better. Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, Mendoza's going to be a Raider. They went and got the best center in football. They're working on things there on the defensive side. Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker. They got better, but they're nowhere near the Broncos yet.
No.
That's the problem with the AFC West. The Chargers bring back Khalil Mack for 1 year. They lost their big name, that underrated guy, Odofe Owa, who I thought should have been the guy that they kept on their team. Rookie contract up, he goes to the Commanders. That's a big loss for them. They end up paying Charlie Kolar. That was the Ravens' third tight end, not Isaiah Likely or Mark Andrews. Charlie Kolar was the third tight end on the Ravens. They gave him a 3-year deal for $24 million. So, yeah, these other teams made moves. The Raiders probably did the best out of the AFC West by far, and maybe one of the best in football if this Maxx Crosby thing turns out and works out for them. They probably did best, but they're still going to be probably on the bottom of the league. They'll win a couple more games than last year, but they're going to struggle this year. Chargers, I don't think they lost Mekhi Becton as well. That's a big loss. Mekhi Becton had a nice season for them last year. And the offensive line was banged up. Mekhi Becton was one of the solid pieces for them. They lost him. And the Chiefs, McDuffie, gone. I think the Chiefs got worse. So this is still the Broncos' division to lose, and I don't think the teams did enough to beat them on paper. So we'll see. Draft can change things, but you put if the Chiefs decide to bring Jeremiah Love and go Jeremiah Love and Kenneth Walker in their backfield, that changes things a little bit.
But then who covers these wide receivers for them? Like even if they did that,
I know. I still think the Broncos are the team to lose, and it's their division to take over, and you got to improve from last year. So right now they're still the same. 14 games is going to be hard to repeat, but I still think they're an 11-12 win team right now. I want to make that 12-13 by signing players or creating a move that puts me better on offense. There's some playmakers that I want to improve positions on the offense. Let's hit some more comments because we fell a little behind. Phil, I know we need linebacker and wide receiver, even a running back, but I want depth on the D and offensive line. Trevor, give us some names that you would be interested in on the D line or offensive line.
I mean, I don't think they do that in free agency. I think that's more of a draft thing, Phil, honestly. And I like McDonald, the Ohio State defensive tackle. He's a guy that I like. He's probably one of my favorite, if not the best, defense tackles in this draft. But here's the thing, Phil. It's not a great draft class from a defensive line perspective. It's not, and you can ask Kenny that. I mean, and Kenny can give his opinion too. But like, it's not as good as last year's defensive line class, in my opinion. So you're gonna have to pick your poison, who you pick up in the draft. But I do think that's got to be on the table for sure, especially with John Franklin Myers being gone. You got to address a defensive line in some sort of way. You have Wazirike and Savion Jones, but what else do you have? And then the offensive line, I actually think this offensive line draft class is actually pretty solid. I like some of the moves or some of these guys in the in the later rounds as well. I don't think it's going to be a round one decision per se, but I do think like third, fourth round, day 3 picks possibly. Could be in play. Picking up some depth on that offensive line would be nice. Typically, though, it doesn't seem like this is a regime that likes to do that. If you look back at like George Paton, Sean Payton drafts, they don't really prioritize offensive line in the draft. I mean, like Quinn Meinerz, you have someone like Luke Wattenberg, some of these other guys, but it's not a ton. So it'll be interesting to see how they want to spread it out. I know Phil's been on the whole nose tackle thing. He was on the whole nose tackle thing last offseason. I'm right there with you, Phil. I think that they should upgrade that position as well. I think it might be a little bit tougher this offseason to do so, though.
Don't get discouraged, Bronco fans. When you're picking number 30, you're waiting all night for that pick, and then all of a sudden you hear the card come up. We got to trade, and the Broncos trade out of the first round to move back a couple spots because of a position like this, like Phil just said, nose tackle. I think there's nose tackles that you can move back a few spots. A linebacker, you can move back a few spots and get an extra pick for somebody to move up into the first round. You can get their third round pick along with their, with their pick in the second round. If it's a coveted pick, especially if it's the quarterback, Ty Simpson, which I think there's a good chance he may be off the board. It may be a desperate team that really jumps up like the Giants did last year for Jackson Dart. But offensive line, could be a position that somebody's coveting, and they got a first-round grade on somebody, and he's sitting there at 30, and they know the Cardinals and Jets are picking early in the second round, and they're going to go that route. Titans early. I would move back a few spots. I'll give you a name, Phil, to go look up on YouTube and check out his tape. Didn't do too well at the combine, but I still like Lee Hunter, nose tackle out of Texas Tech. Big boy, run stopper. He will stuff the run. Kenneth Walker will be going left and right, not up the middle if Lee Hunter's in there with Malcolm Roach and Zach Allen. I'll tell you that right now. And who are the other guys in the AFC West? Ashton Janty won't know what to do. He'll be tiptoeing his way trying to get by Lee Hunter and Amarian Hampton. He'll be fumbling the ball if he tries to run through the middle. So watch Lee Hunter, my friend. I think you'll enjoy
Kenny,
his tape.
There's some I want to address this comment right here too, because it takes us back to last year's draft class.
Yeah.
And what me and you, I know Keith was high on RJ Harvey. Were we high on RJ Harvey last year's draft class?
No,
exactly. I was a
sure.
Trevor Henderson guy.
Please let me know if I'm saying it correct. Is it Zia or Zaya? Would really appreciate it. So I don't want to say your name wrong. And thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Trevor's guy was Trevion Henderson.
Yeah.
My guy, and I know it wasn't a big favorite of everybody else, was Amarian Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
We liked those two guys. Jody, fellow horseman, Kayshawn Judkins, and Scattaboo. He turned out to be a New York Giant, and I was happy of the way he played. Fourth round pick, but a steal there in the fourth. But I would even take Scattaboo out because these other guys were picked where the Broncos were picking. And they passed up on those three guys. Scattaboo lasted to the fourth round, so a lot of teams passed up on him. But Zia, Henderson was Trevor, Hampton was me, and Judkins was Jody, another one of our fellow horsemen here on Denver Bronco Roundup, over Harvey. Keith, our fourth horseman, he liked R.J. Harvey.
Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to call Keith out with this comment at all. That's not what it is. But it's just interesting. Like, you look back to last year's draft class, and it's like, man, if Denver could have just found a way to pick up a running back like Trevion Henderson, would running back that be that big of a need right now? I don't think so, because you can get a combo back. But I think Trevion Henderson could be that guy, that lead back for this team. He was impressive at times for the Patriots last year, and I just would have loved to see him paired up with Bo Nix in this offense. I think he had something special. I think he's a special back, and I think he could have something special with this run game. And would have gave Bo Nix a really solid weapon in that backfield. You just got to pair him up with somebody, but that's not hard to find a combo back. It's a lot harder to find a lead back, and then this team's running back room would be in a better position if you would have gotten at least Trevion Henderson. Kenny loved Hampton, but and then Jody liked Judkins. But either way, it's just like what could have been, I guess, for the Broncos last year's draft class.
Yeah. Trevor, don't hesitate to go back into the comments because, like I said, a lot of comments coming in. I may have missed one. If you like one, put it up on the screen. I like this one from Glenn. With Locke leaving, McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo, is interesting at 30 as this his last year of Jones. This is the last year of Brandon Jones' deal too. I'm gonna go first on this one.
Yeah.
Besides Caleb Downs, Glenn, I think this is the best safety, and like him over Thieneman. And I think Thieneman could go before McNeil Warren. I watched this kid's tape. Don't let the school Toledo fool you, posse. Small school, yes. But you know who went to Toledo? Quinyon Mitchell, the corner out of Philadelphia. And he's having a pretty good career, and he's one of the top corners in football. I watched this kid's tape. He's got a knack for where the football is. Big safety. He'll hit. I think he had 9 forced fumbles last year, if I'm not mistaken, or that was Jacob Rodriguez. But he did have a bunch of forced fumbles and some interceptions. Don't let the school fool you, the competition fool you. This kid can play. And at 30, Glenn, I would be on board with taking a chance with McNeil Warren. That's a good call out, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. We have a couple more in here, Kenny. I want to get to this. How do you feel about Christian Miller? what in
TW. That's
TW.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for
TW.
hopping
Thank you
on.
for joining us. We appreciate it. He said they said I would personally love him at 30. How do you feel about Christian Miller? We've done a couple mock drafts. Again, TW, please join us for our mock drafts. We have it on Sunday, full first round mock draft. We are getting more creative with it as time goes on. I think, Kenny, we're on 4.0 on Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to call it, maybe call it 3.1 or whatever.
Yeah,
It was
3.5, whatever.
Our first
Yeah.
one after the free agency.
Post,
so maybe it'll be 3.1
Yeah.
and see how many things changed, because there will be a lot of changes, I can guarantee you, from our original drafts. And these are when it gets fun now, because now, you see where you started with mock draft 1 and now you're on mock draft 3 or 4. Things are going to change. But I actually like Christian Miller there, TW. At 30, maybe. I don't know if the Broncos, he fits for the Broncos. If I got needs at wide receiver, in my opinion, running back, tight end, and I got a need at linebacker, a big need in linebacker, in my opinion. This is just me speaking. Trevor may have a difference of opinion. Posse may have a difference of opinion. But if I was to trade back and get an extra pick and Christian Miller's sitting there now, I move back 8 or 9 spots and Christian Miller's sitting there, I have no problem. But at 30, if the linebackers are sitting there, I'm going to take the linebacker first, because I do want to bring in a young guy that can be the leader of my defense, caller my defense. I want a captain. And I called out a couple of guys, on our mock drafts, some names to watch out for on the Bronco Roundup show a couple of weeks ago. We had Jacob Rodriguez, of course, CJ Allen, Anthony Hill, but we also called out Kyle Lewis as a name. Where's the C captain on his chest? He can call a defense. That's what I want. Christian Miller, good player, though. I would not 100 be against it, Trevor, but I would not be my top choice because of other needs I have, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I like Christian Miller. I can not sure 30. If you can move back, I think you can move back a little bit to get him and get more draft capital. I would like that a little bit more, but I don't mind Christian Miller. I think he's a big body nose tackle that this team could use. I mean, I do like Hayden McDonald probably a little bit more. I do also like Jamison Travis as well. That's another name to keep an eye on as well, from Auburn. He was a guy that I liked early on, and I had mentioned early on he's probably more of a day 3 guy, but Phil, if you're still out there, just watch some of this guy's tape as well. Jamison Travis, or anybody, keep an eye on that name. I like it. I like Bobby Jamison Travis a lot. Starting to watch more and more film on him. 6'3", 328 pounds. I mean, really solid run stuffer, and he could be climbing up boards before the draft even starts.
Yep. But thoughts on this running back? We haven't heard this name mentioned, but I may be telling everybody the wrong name out there, but my friend Kurt Valenti, I want to say, because I know which Denver media he likes to follow. My friend Kurt Valenti, big Bronco fan, and a lot of you know Kurt. Down to draft either Coleman or Washington. Benjamin Albright said, I think it was Benjamin Albright, or if somebody big said Coleman is going to be better than Jeremiah Love. That's a pretty bold statement coming from somebody big in the Denver media. And I know somebody in our posse, I'll have to go back and watch the shows, have been calling that name out for weeks. Maybe Rodney, because he's either down with either Coleman or Washington. Somebody really liked the kid Coleman out of Washington. Might have been Roy Osborne. Roy, if you're out there, I want to give you a shout out, because I think it may have been you on one of our Denver Broncos shows, the Denver Bronco Roundup shows a couple weeks ago. Mentioned Coleman. And big media guy. I'll find out the name for everybody and announce it in the chat tomorrow. That said, Coleman's going to be the best running back in this class over Jeremiah Love. That's bold. That's bold. So I wanted to call that name out. I like Washington. Jody's saying Washington and Price are better than Henderson, which Michael said he wanted Trevion Henderson. I remember that, Michael.
I disagree with Jody on that one.
Yeah, you got to. They haven't played it down yet, Jody. I can't say that yet. Trevion Henderson looked pretty good. Glenn, absolute stud about McNeil Warren. Reminds me of Darwin Stewart, Howard Edged, and like Talib picking the ball. I like him too. But at 5, if he's sitting there in the second round for the Giants, that you Giants may be calling Denver for this guy in the second round. I'm not going to lie, Trevor, to move up in the first round. The Giants aren't afraid to move up. I'll tell you that. Joe Shane's not afraid to move up. We may be calling Denver guys and saying, hey, we want to move up to pick 30. We'll give you this pick and give you, maybe a 4th round or a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
It may get done.
Yeah. Now, that Jeremiah Love and for Coleman thing, Jeremiah Love is about as perfect of a running back prospect as you can ask for. I mean, I'm just like, I think he's better than Ashton Genty from last year. I mean, I would probably take Jeremiah Love over Ashton Genty. And I don't think Ashton Genty got used correctly in that Raiders offense, but it's got to be the right situation. But I love Jeremiah Love. I think he's quite possibly the next Bijan Robinson, and I think you may see him go top 5. The Tennessee Titans are a team that I keep circling around Jeremiah Love because guess what? You think Robert Salah is going to want to go throw the ball 30 times a game?
No.
He's a defensive mind head coach. He's going to want to run the dang football. And I mean, again, I like Spears and some of the guys they have there, Pollard, but you get a chance to get younger at running back and you get possibly one of the best players in the draft. And Jeremiah Love, forget the position of need, right? I don't think, and they didn't sign a running back, and they were in on ETN. That's the thing. That goes to show they're looking at running back as well, and they're looking pretty big at running back. Jeremiah Love to the Titans at 4. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a good call out. Zaya, we took Jahdae Barron over Carson Schlesinger. We would be hurting at linebacker, so I don't trust the Paytons to draft the right players. Thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't like that they haven't addressed linebacker enough. I mean, the last time you took a linebacker was Drew Sanders. I mean, he was an edge rusher, back and forth linebacker. I mean, so they never knew how to kind of use Drew Sanders, even if he was healthy. So I would just say, don't like that they haven't addressed linebacker enough. I mean, or at least taking some more swings at linebacker. If not first round, okay, I get that, but maybe early day 3, maybe day 2. I mean, what was 2020? I think Sanders was 2022, 2023 draft class. It's been a minute since you've taken a swing at a linebacker.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. I'm pretty critical on George Paton, Sean Payton for not taking enough offensive linemen, in my opinion, also, and not addressing linebacker enough. I mean, there's some positions, other positions I can think of as well, but they're just not taking enough swings at these positions, which I think they should be.
Got a few more, Trevor. We'll keep this going a little bit longer, guys. You guys are keeping the comments coming, so we're not going to end this show yet. Trevor and I truly appreciate all the support tonight we're getting and all the questions and comments coming in. We're not going to ignore any of them. Keep them coming. We'll go a little longer. Peter Johnson coming in saying hello. What's up, Peter? Good to see you. I like this one.
Yeah,
I like this one a lot. And I'm going to let you cover it, though, because you're the Bronco fan. Denver's replacement for John Franklin Myers might be Cam Jordan. Had 10.5 sacks last year, and his playing weight is supposedly around 280. On a 1-year deal with our talent, he might be good value. And I'll just add, as a Giant fan, talk about Sean Payton bringing all the former Saints in. Today, Patrick Ricard, fullback. Yesterday, Isaiah Likely and one of the corners comes in as special teamers. So it's going to, you're going to bring in your players that you like. I know Sean Payton likes Cam Jordan. Call up Cam, come on for one more ride, man. We'll go win a Super Bowl together. Started career together. Let's end the career together. That's my selling point, and I think it does get done, Peter. I'm going to let Trevor talk about him, though, because he's the Denver Bronco fan on the panel.
I mean, Denver has $16 million right now, $16.8 million in cap space right now, right around that area. I mean, they've whiffed on tight end so far. They've whiffed on running back so far. And I say that like respectfully, they just didn't get their top guys on their board at either position. So, and they haven't really done anything at linebacker other than bring back their own. So, I mean, Cam Jordan, yeah, I mean, I think he's got to be in play. I mean, because that's the thing, Kenny, we've talked about it multiple times. This Broncos team, there goes my light. We've been on an hour and 30 minutes. And my light, I think my light bill is like going crazy right now. But no, all joking aside, No, but with Cam Jordan, like, he would feel a need for this team. If he can be hands in the dirt and on that defensive line, I would love it. But he also has played edge as well. So it's like, okay, with this Maxx Crosby thing, Kenny, that just brings up a point. Does Cam Jordan's market go up now? Because Maxx Crosby he might be staying with the Raiders now. Does Cam Jordan's market go up now, and like money-wise, with Maxx Crosby probably off the market or looking like he's off the market, because you have Trey Hendrickson now, and that's about it. What else do you have? So like, I'm curious to see where Cam Jordan's market is at after this whole Maxx Crosby situation. So but I would love Cam Jordan in Denver. I think he would be an upgrade over what you have. I think he can also be a nice veteran mentor to Savion Jones, who you drafted in the 3rd round last year and traded up to go get. So I like Cam Jordan a lot. Calais Campbell is another name, Peter, that I've mentioned multiple times that I would like to see the Broncos pursue, possibly if they were not able to go address running back or address tight end in free agency.
Here's one for you. Katron Allen coming from TW.
Oh, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Yeah, sorry there, TW. Keenan Allen.
And he needs more caffeine, but no. I mean, I like Keenan Allen too. Like, I wouldn't mind it. And honestly, he's on the table. The longer this market plays out in free agency, the more he could possibly be an option. And I like Keenan Allen. Some Bronco fans may not like him because he's kind of not been the nicest, player to the Broncos in the past. But I like Keenan Allen. And I mean, again, if this market continues to drag out a little bit more, and he's continuing to stay on the free agent market, he could be an option for this team. Is he a number 1 wide receiver? No, but he's a nice veteran option for this team. And I do think the Broncos probably come away with at least one veteran wide receiver this offseason that could be a 5th wide receiver, that could be just, added veteran to the room.
Cecil Lammy, thank you. 104.3 called out Coleman being the best running back in this class. Getting some love for Coleman in the chat as well. But TW's not big, absolutely not.
No,
big Coleman fan though.
TW, I want to ask him real quick. I want to ask them really quick. How do you feel about Emmett Johnson, the running back from Nebraska? Because I'm high on him. He's, I think, my third best running back in this draft class.
So we got some good Coleman's coming in, and Michael saying could be a version of King Henry with his size and build. Keep an eye out for that. Jody, of course, love is way better. I got a good one here from where was it? I saw one from Zaya. I missed. Oh, here you go. What are your thoughts on this? I haven't heard this. Hufanga could play linebacker. Draft Caleb Downs. Do you move up for Caleb Downs? Will he be anywhere close to 30?
I think. Oh, my bad. Not Keenan Allen, Katron Allen. Okay, my bad.
Well, Keenan Allen is available though too.
Yeah,
coincidentally.
Yeah, sorry about that, TW. We'll get to that in a minute. But Hufanga, I mean, yeah, possibly. I don't think so, though. I mean, maybe in packages, and I like Caleb Downs, but he's probably off the board before Denver even gets a chance to sniff around him a little bit, unless Denver trades up, but I doubt it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nice idea. It's a creative idea. Love the idea. I just don't think Caleb Downs probably makes it to 30, or anywhere around 30, I should say.
Zia, I'm so sorry. Please let me know how to pronounce the name. I'm going to keep it as Zia until I hear otherwise. I'm so high on McNeil Warren that I would make that move. Hufanga linebacker, McNeil Warren safety. That's how high I'm on McNeil Warren. Glenn was high on him as well. Love Glenn's thoughts on it in the posse. McNeil Warren, if you want to get creative and move Hufanga to safety, I would be on board with that. I would definitely be on board with that. I want to say hello to Broncos fan coming in saying the 2015 players were nothing like the present Broncos roster. We had thugs on the team. All I hear now is culture and great locker room players. Thank you, Bronco fan, for hopping on and saying hello. Got any more here that we like?
Yeah, we got a couple. We have Nicole checking in as well.
Nice.
She's asking where the Avalanche posters are at. Nicole, I mean, you got to send me some because I don't think I have any Avalanche posters. Or we just got to you got to work with me to try to create maybe some Avalanche background. I don't know. Some of these Bronco signs and posters are kind of classics. I don't know if I could ever take them down, but that's where they're mainly up for because, I mean, they're just classic. You got a Sports Illustrated John Elway poster right there. Where do you see that these days? You don't really see that at all. And then some of this stuff signed in the back as well from players. So, yeah, I mean, but I agree. I mean, I need more Avalanche gear possibly. And then Miss Pearl saying, Nicole, I'm watching the Avs now. A lot of people watching the Avalanche game, supporting the Avs. And then Pearl and Nicole having a cool little side chat, which is always awesome. Nicole, we really appreciate your support. She's a Devils fan and a Cowboys fan. Nicole,
fan?
Yeah, you got love that. Yeah.
I don't know if she heard. We mentioned it at the beginning of the show and mentioned it a little while later. Might as well mention it one more time. Maxx Crosby, for those just tuning in and haven't followed up. Nicole's watching hockey. Maybe she didn't see. Maxx Crosby, not a Baltimore Raven, temporarily heading back to the Raiders. Cowboys were in the mix, Nicole. We'll see if it's a smoke screen or if they're going to be back on board with trying to get him. Another one from Broncos fan, 1030. It doesn't matter what inside linebacker we pick or draft. He won't play much. This team is in love with Alex Singleton. I'm with you, Bronco fan. I like Alex Singleton. Great story. So happy he bounced back from cancer last year. Love the story, but it's about football, and I don't know if he is going to be the guy that you want on that field play after play because his coverage is so bad. And you need a coverage linebacker on this team, and he's not it. He's not it. And I just don't know. I know he's a tackling machine, and it's a great, so happy for him. But I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but I hope Alex Singleton can have a nice season. And we're not here on Sundays when we lose a game by 7 points to an AFC rival because our coverage and the linebackers were terrible and the tight ends were destroying us. And we've all been here doing it on not every show, but we've been on Denver Bronco Roundup post-game shows before. The tight ends killed us. The tight ends killed us. The tight ends killed us. Brock Bowers, you still got Travis Kelce. Chargers just paid a tight end. You got tight ends in your division. You need a coverage linebacker to cover them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Rodney wants McNeil, Warren, Coleman, Stowers, Lewis, Woods would be some names he would be after. What else we got
Forrest
here?
Smith said, hopefully Alex Singleton fails his physical. I don't think that hardly ever happens. I mean, this whole Maxx Crosby thing it's pretty crazy because we haven't seen something like this in a couple of years, or at least I should say not even a couple of years. It's been a while since you last seen something like this happen.
Broncos fan, he's not happy at all. What are we going to do? Draft a linebacker in the first round? Watch him play special teams? As far as JB, all we need to do is trade Jones and play Barron at free safety.
Yeah, but what are you going to do next year when McMillan and Riley Moss are free agents? I mean, you're not going to be able to probably sign both of them. So, I mean, you can try to create cap space all you want, but eventually it catches up to you. And if both guys play as good as they did this past season, you're probably not paying both. So, Jahdae Barron, I think, is probably going to stick at corner. I would imagine.
Still getting love for the Cam Jordan from a lot of people. $4 million, Michael, throwing a number out there.
I think that goes up now with Maxx Crosby possibly staying with the Raiders and not being moved. We'll see what happens with him, but I think Cam Jordan's market just skyrocketed a little bit with Maxx Crosby possibly off the board.
Bronco may be a little hesitant on Jordan. He's a 4-3 defensive end, switching to a 3-4 playing inside. Maybe an issue on regular downs, but he would do fine in a nickel package.
Yeah. Well, and you're going to have Savion Jones in play as well. So they're not going to bench Savion Jones again. He was a third-round draft pick. This team is about drafting, developing players. That's a big reason why you have some of these players, excelling, like Nick Bonito, some players like that over the last several seasons, is this team is serious about drafting and developing. And you didn't just trade up for Savion Jones to let him sit the bench. Eventually, you got to see what this guy can do.
Keaton Ellis at linebacker. How do you feel about him? And then I am going to hit the Katron Allen one that TW gave us a few minutes ago.
I think he signed, didn't he?
I think he might have signed. Oh, he's talking about. No, he's talking about Jonah Ellis's brother. I like him.
Yeah,
I like him. I don't know if he signed. He signed today. He was earlier today. He was still a free agent. I like that one, Jody. I like that. Bring the siblings together. He's a good player. I'm on board with that one, Jody. I actually like that. I would bring him on board and have a competition. And the top two are starting, and the third one becomes a special teamer, depth piece, nickel type of defender.
No, Keenan Ellis, he went to. Sorry. What the heck is? Okay, he signed somewhere today. I've seen it.
Okay, and he signed today. So
Saint, yes, Rodney, he did. He signed with the Saints. That's what I was.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to remember. So yeah, he will not be an option for Denver.
I do want to hit this one up because Katron Allen is a name I like. And if I was going to draft a running back, which is not going to be my top choice in this draft unless you move up 15 spots if Jeremiah Love slips. And that includes, Jody, in all due respect, Price in Washington and Coleman. I'm passing up on those guys in the second and third round. If this guy's sitting there in maybe in the late third, fourth round, more likely fourth round, I'll go after him. I like the Penn State guys. Singleton's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Bad season, lost season in Penn State, but they always preach running game over there. They run a pro-style offense. So with bad play and trailing in a lot of games, Singleton and Katron Allen suffered from that. I think they could be good pros in the NFL, and I would not be against that if that's a day two, a late day 2 pick or an early day 3 pick. I would not be against it, Trevor.
Yeah, I'm a little lower on these Penn State running backs. I don't think this is a very good draft class for running backs. Definitely not the same class from last year, but there's still some gems that will be a part of this running back draft class. Emmett Johnson and then Mike Washington Jr. being the two guys that I like on top of Jeremiah Love.
Skinner can play linebacker. Thoughts on that?
Skinner more or less going to be a special teams guy.
Broncos fan. We're going to have to give him some weight gainers, make him get up to 235, 225, 235. So we'll see what happens.
You definitely don't count on that, of course. I think Kafunga's a better safety. I wouldn't put him at linebacker per se. That's not what I exactly meant there. But I'm just saying it'd be interesting to see what kind of different packages Vance Joseph draws up this next season, because you got to switch things up a little bit. You got to be creative. I mean, teams are always watching film and trying to figure out your defense. So
thank you so much, Ernie. Appreciate the positive feedback. Awesome podcast, Kenny and Trevor. Go Broncos country only. I'll give you a nice little salute there, Ernie. Thank you so much. Speaking of salutes, let me find this one to put up. It comes with some stars from Phil McLaughlin. Mile high salute to you. Absolutely. As well, Phil. Is it possible Barron steps up this year to a number 2, and the same for Pat Bryant? Let's hit the defensive one first. Jahdae Barron.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's like right behind McMillan and Riley Moss. We'll see how much playing time he gets this season. I mean, you got to hope for progression, right? I mean, you got to hope that there's definitely this team can draft and develop these guys. I mean, you took Pat Bryant, in the third round, you took Jahdae Barron in the first round. So these are premium draft picks that you've got to make hit. I mean, this team can't talk about draft and developing and then these draft picks don't hit, because then it's a waste. So, and it hurts your team. And so I think Jahdae Barron, hopefully he'll get that opportunity. Hopefully that doesn't come in the way of injuries or anything like that. And that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, hopefully he'll get that opportunity eventually. It's just still going to be that cornerback room, still going to be kind of, you got the same guys from this past season. It's going to be, there's some depth in there. And, you got Chris Abrams-Drain in there as well. So have to mention him. So hopefully we see Jahdae Barron step up, though. I still do really like the play, and I did really like the pick last year, despite you having cornerback pretty much figured out. You got best player. You went best player available last year.
I'll answer it simply, and then we'll get Pat Bryant. I think eventually it's his job to lose, and as early as next year. JFM was a cap casualty this year. I think Riley Moss is in line for a 15 million-ish a year type of contract that I don't think the Broncos will be able to. They may not be able to bring him back like JFM this year, because a team may offer him 16 or 17 million, a desperate team, and outbid the Broncos. Jahdae Barron, eventually, it's going to be his job to lose as corner number 2, Phil, in my opinion. Pat Bryant. Let's talk about Pat Bryant. He's his other second guy he had listed there. And thanks again for the stars, Phil. Appreciate.
Yeah, and we appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the star givers, and plus appreciate everybody staying with us. I mean, we're almost going into 2 hours, and everybody's just the comments are amazing.
I think we hit something here, man. These mailbag episodes, we may have to hit these up weekly.
Yeah, but everybody's been amazing. I mean, everybody, and they're all sorts of questions, which we love, and this is why we're still here. So appreciate everybody in the comments, star givers, and just in general. I mean, everybody being amazing in the comments. We love it. And really, really appreciate it. But Pat Bryant, Phil, I do. I think that he's got to step up this season as well. And I think if you're Denver, I mean, you're hoping he has a kind of the Troy Franklin jump a little bit. I mean, Troy Franklin was the guy that I've talked about pretty highly of when he was drafted a couple years ago. I think Troy Franklin has the most upside. I would say Pat Bryant, I think there's a solid floor with him. I think he's a very solid number 2 wide receiver. At least that's his upside. I don't think he'll ever be a number 1 caliber wide receiver. I just don't think that's where his upside's at, but I think he can be a really solid number 2 for Denver. And if you're Denver, you're hoping that he does step up, because again, you got to draft and develop these guys. I mean, Sean Payton, what he did in New Orleans, that's what he did: draft and develop wide receivers. And so Pat Bryant, I like Pat Bryant. Got to see what he can do this next season. And I think the Broncos will give him every opportunity to shine and make something, of himself. So Sean Payton clearly still believes in this wide receiver room, and that's something I think to take note of. We'll see what happens, like if they ever go after A.J. Brown or anything like that. We'll see. I wouldn't rule out them taking a wide receiver in the draft either. But I think as it stands right now, Sean Payton has said that they like the wide receiver room. So, and I think they've proven that with not spending a lot of money or a lot of assets on the wide receiver room up to this point.
Yeah, I won't add much to Pat Bryant, but it wasn't a wow pick when they picked him in the draft. I was like, he grew on me. He definitely grew on me. I just don't know if he's going to be a number 2 wide receiver. A good number 3 guy. I want to see Marvin Mims step up to be the number 2 guy. That's the guy that needs to step up to be number 2 on this roster, in my opinion. And then Pat Bryant's your depth piece, and you use him in certain packages, because he did have a couple bad injuries last year, and I just don't want to have that become an occurrence. And, so I don't – if I had to choose one of these 2 guys who'd be if one of these guys was going to be a number 2, I'm going to go with Jahdae Barron. And Pat Bryant very well could be, but I think Marvin Mims has got to be the guy that steps up to be the number 2 guy on this team in the future.
Troy Franklin.
Or Troy Franklin, but yeah, that's another good name to point out. This is a great comment. Broncos fan, my best friend coached in Seattle for 9 years, coached New Orleans with Sean Payton for 2. Very knowledgeable of football. Also, Ronnie Hillman, the late Ronnie Hillman, good friend of mine. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Ronnie Hillman. Great running back for the Broncos. Trevor, were you too young to know Ronnie Hillman?
No, I remember when he got drafted. I like Ronnie Hillman and what he brought to this team. And it's cool to see his son. When they had the Super Bowl 50 celebration this past season, his son got to be a part of it. And that's just awesome. I mean, Ronnie Hillman, may he rest in peace. I mean, along with like Demaryius Thomas and all these other guys that were part of that Super Bowl 50 team. Love Ronnie Hillman and everything he brought to the football field. It seemed like a really good guy on and off the field, a good teammate too. So I think that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, Ronnie Hillman will forever be missed and can only carry on his tradition of everything he did in his career and just him in general going forward.
As a Giant fan, I don't have too many memories of Ronnie Hillman, Broncos fan, but one that I do have. I used to live in New Jersey. I'm in Maryland now. My best friend's a big Bronco fan, and we were watching the game, and it was Broncos Giants, and I just kept saying, "Who's this guy running? I never heard of this guy, Ronnie. Who's Ronnie Hillman?" And Kurt would keep telling me, "Watch, he's going to be great. He's good. He's great." And I kept, moving the chains and getting those 5-6 yards and making those plays. And I remember that game. And rest in peace, Ronnie Hillman. And thank you for sharing that, Broncos fan. Rodney's saying, "Miss Ronnie Flash Hillman." Yes, I said, who is this guy, Kurt? He's killing us.
Yeah,
he's killing us on defense here. What's going on? Glenn's throwing a late pick here. Jam Miller, 6'7", as you develop running back blocks and catches in the backfield. And Bronco, how can Barron step up with no chances? Drafting in the first round and not playing the player is basically a wasted draft pick.
I'm not ready.
And that's where I think Riley Moss is unfortunately out the door next year, and Jade will get his chance next year. But I agree, you're drafting this guy. Bronco, trust me, I was best player available. I think you missed out on Ibuka. I really think that was the pick last year. And the Broncos just went, okay, best player available. We got no choice here. And they went Jade Barron. It wasn't a need. And now he's blocked because of course, he's not going to play over PS2. And Riley Moss is one of the better CB2s in the league. So he's blocked right now. And I don't think you're going to be able to pay Riley Moss, because when I look at Riley Moss and Jade Barron, Riley Moss ain't, it's not one better than the other. So you know what? I'm going to go with Jade Barron next year. He's the cheap option, and Riley Moss will get a nice payday somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not ready to say it's a wasted draft pick just yet after one season. Gotta let this whole situation play out and see. I love the player. I actually think he might move inside and take over Jaquan McMillan spot after this season. So again, Broncos can't pay everybody. We'll see how everything kind of pays off and plays out throughout next season. I don't think that they're going to trade anybody this offseason, but we'll see in their secondary. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I still like Jahade Barron quite a bit, and I believe in the player, and I think this team believes in the player as well.
Martin thinks it could even be a trade. Barron will play when we trade Moss. There's no way we're paying Moss next year. I totally 100% agree with you not paying Moss next year.
But you have to be careful with that, though, because here's the thing. You could be taking away a strength from this defense by trading somebody in your secondary. And I understand the whole contract situation with Jaquan McMillan and Riley Moss both. But I just PS2 takes away half the field. Who's going to throw up PS2? Teams are hardly going to do so. They're going to attack their second corner, their second and third corner, their slot corner, and their number two corner. So you got to have a really good number two next to PS2 because teams aren't going to want to throw his way. So you got to be careful with that and just know, Jahade Barron, regardless if he moves inside or if he's going to stay outside, he's got to be ready because he's going to get tested either way. I mean, so we'll see how everything transpires, but you just have to be careful of just trading away Riley Moss. I mean, Riley Moss is, I think, solid last year, and it has been a big part of why this defense has, been a top 5 defense.
Glenn wants to put a second round tender on Moss so we can maximize the return. Depth is an important piece of a lot of defenses and offenses. You can never have too many of one position. So Glenn's ready to bring him back. Rodney wants more playing time from Barron. Zaya feels like the Raiders have better weapons on offense than the Broncos. Well, let's just do it. Running back, yes. Janty over Dobbins. Tight end, yes. Wide receivers, I'll give to the Broncos, I guess, slightly.
Offensive line, I give it to the Broncos.
The quarterback, you're giving the most important position, though, you're going to give to the Broncos. Raiders don't have one right now. It'll be Mendoza, but we'll see what Mendoza does. I don't think he's going to be I think he could be good. I just don't think the ceiling's very high for him. I think there's a safe floor for Mendoza, but at number one with a bad draft class, that's what you're stuck with. So we'll see. But I kind of agree. Like the running back and tight end, they're way ahead of us. So good hands, Pat Bryant, absolutely. Bronco fan doesn't trust Pat Bryant. One more concussion, his NFL career may be over. That would be 3 in the NFL, and we don't know how many he's had in college. I'll have to look that up about the college concussions, but it does scare me a little bit, his injuries. Couple more on Pat Bryant. He'll jump only if you look at the first 3. Bryant will jump. You only have to look at the first 3 pass plays versus Bills in playoffs. His blocking was a highlight too. Michael wants, like you, Troy Franklin to be the number 2. Phil comes in with a question. Do you think Webb will use Bryant and Mims on the deep balls, Trevor?
I think Mims is definitely a deep ball, wide receiver with his speed. You've seen that a little bit, flash a little bit in his career since he's been a Bronco. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, the biggest thing with Davis Webb is got to be able to get this run game going. Now, the personnel, or at least as of right now, the lack of their personnel, you really didn't upgrade your running back room. It's just kind of stayed the same right now. You got to hope Davis Webb can get this running back room going a little bit and get something out of Evan Ingram too. That would be my biggest thing before worrying about the deep ball. It would be run game. Got to get this run game going. You got to be able to rely upon something else other than Bo Nix and him throwing the football around. So I know this is a very pass-heavy offense. I get that, but I'm sorry. You got to run the football. You just seen what Seattle was able to do in the Super Bowl. If they don't run the football, they ain't winning the Super Bowl. It wasn't Sam Darnold putting that team on his back. I'll tell you that. Not at least in the Super Bowl. It was the defense and running the dang football. You got to have multiple ways to win, and that's the next step for this Broncos team. If you want to win a Super Bowl, you got to have multiple ways to do so, and that includes running the football a lot more consistently than you did last season.
Yeah. Say hello to our good friend Patrick. Patrick Wiltsey. Aloha, my boys out there in Hawaii. Patrick joined us yesterday on the Juice. I don't know how he did it, but he had at the free agent juice bar, he managed to put on about 10 different Hawaiian shirts with our free agent juice bar segment yesterday. Go check out the Juice, but also check out lioncoffee.com. Patrick caffeinates us very well here over at lioncoffee.com. They've been in business 164 years. They got a birthday coming up, everybody. Go check out lioncoffee.com. Many good products on there. Thanks, Patrick, for being part of our show yesterday and hopping on here to say aloha. Got a couple more, Trevor. Mims not improved his route tree at all from TW. Mims, great gadget, kick returner, punt returner. Back to Ronnie Hillman, was a beast in that 2015 Vikings game. Yes, he was. I know Glenn and I were on the same page with Ibuka. Ibuka was the pick. We pivoted to Barron. He did exactly what's expected behind Moss and Surtain. He was great with PS2. Be patient.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Glenn.
And yep, and he's just saying, I know, yep, shattered missing Ibuka and Henderson from the live draft show. And that's coming up in April, everybody who doesn't know. We got 3 days of full coverage. The pick is in, live draft show, live coverage, analysis, guests, and giveaways. We'll be doing 3 full days of coverage come NFL draft time. Try and get a few more here. Let's do a 5-minute warning, Trevor. We're over the 2-hour mark. We went really long tonight, and greatly appreciated. We'll keep it going, but there are bills to pay, so we do have to shut this down eventually, so we don't get in trouble from the bosses. So we'll give the 5-minute warning for any comments, questions, and we'll wrap this one up. But I could tell by the interaction, I could tell by the the questions, the comments coming in, that the posse likes this type of show. I think we will work on getting a regular scheduled mailbag show for you guys each week coming up shortly. We'll stay tuned for that notification, and we'll do that. Tomorrow is a regular scheduled Denver Broncos show. Keith and Jody have some good stuff lined up for everybody. Pearl saying thank you, Kenny and Trevor.
Biggie, look at that comment, Kenny.
What is 12 in the morning here, boys? I guess you did make it all night. Exactly.
It's been a while. It's like
I'm on the East Coast too there. So Biggie, where are you? I'm in Maryland, Biggie. So but I'm a night owl. I work overnights at the hospital on my work nights. So that's where the Lion Coffee comes in great. Give Patrick another plug there. TW guys like Tariq Woolen and Kwame Lassiter are demon CB2s, but guys like that are rare to find. And to my dismay, the Eagles signed Tariq Woolen to a 1-year deal, $15 million today. I was a guy I was in love with for the Giants, but I do like Tariq Woolen. Glenn wants to trade the pick with the Raiders pick. If I'm the Raiders, wait till 2027. Build the O-line and receiver room for Arch Manning or another quarterback. I'm not against it. I'm not, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I would bring in like a Kirk Cousins to go try and get a 1-year deal and play a little bit to win a couple games over there for them. But I would not be against that. Trade with the Cardinals. You're only trading down 2 spots and you can get a couple first-round picks probably for the pick. King's ransom. You want this? Give me 3 first-round picks. What do you mean? We're only dropping down 2 spots. I don't care. You're getting a franchise quarterback. We're stuck with a bridge. We're stuck on the bridge. So that would be my price.
But Kenny, I will say this. I want to add on to this a little bit. I don't want to go too long with this, but I do think like the Jets getting Geno Smith. I mean, yeah, that doesn't stop them from taking Mendoza or possibly trying to like trade up for him. I get that, but it's like you're probably not trading up for a guy like that. Number one, you're number 1 overall, and then just like setting him. I don't see that happening. So like I think teams are telling you where the Raiders are going. Like Geno Smith, the Jets, the Cardinals, they have Brissett, and they may add a little bit more into that room. Carson Wentz, I'm hearing, could be going to the Jets as well. The Minnesota, Kyler Murray. I mean, like these teams are Miami with Malik Willis. I mean, Atlanta, Tua. I mean, these teams are kind of telling you already what the Raiders are planning on doing anyway. Like they're going to take Mendoza number 1 overall in a way. So, I mean, that's just kind of how I think about it too. So I just don't think that they're going to like want to trade the pick. I mean, I don't think that that's on the table right now. We'll see, but I don't think it's on the table.
Martin, we're keeping the conversation going with Jahdae Barron. It's not about wanting to trade Moss. It's about not waiting on a number 1 pick by not playing Jahdae Barron. Again, for me, it's the money for Moss. You can't pay everybody, unfortunately. And this year, JFM was the odd man out. Yeah, the Broncos have been taking care of their own. But I could see Riley Moss being the odd man out next year because of Jahdae Barron waiting in the wings and being the guy on the rookie contract. You get the same player or better on the rookie contract as a guy who's making $15 million a year, which I think he's going to get that next year from somebody. Rodney, we need a Christian Gonzalez CB2. Man, if you got a CB2 like Christian Gonzalez, I don't know where the scoring's coming from on defenses because that guy's a beast as well.
Right. Kenny, I want to hit a couple more comments from Nicole. Earlier, she said, does that mean Dallas is back in the mix for Maxx Crosby? We'll see. I'm not sure. Dallas is their cap situation is kind of a little iffy right now, too. So I don't know if they're going to be able to afford that Maxx Crosby's contract or not. I think Rashawn Gary, she mentions that in the next comment as well. And Rashawn Gary, I fully expect to be a Dallas Cowboy. I don't think that's going to affect that at all. I don't think Dallas is on him right now, I will say. And I don't think they're going to give up anything what Baltimore was going to give up, like 2 first-round picks or anything like that.
Some funny comments coming from the audience. We've been on so long. Ernie's phone is dying. Phil saying, great pod. Thank you. Rodney, thank you. Biggie Broncos from West Virginia. Okay, I've been to West Virginia. My friend went to West Virginia University. Got to see a football game there in the summertime in the rain. It was a blast, though. We had a great time, Biggie. West Virginia is a fun state. Glad it's gone from morning to afternoon in Melbourne on Wednesday, Posse and Juices. Thank you, Zaya. Hope you like what you've seen. Like you just said, great show, guys. First stream watching. It was fun debating about the sport we love. Our two other co-hosts will be on tomorrow, Zaya. If you're around, check out Keith and Jody. They'll be on. They got great topics lined up for everybody. This turned out to be a show we weren't expecting.
No.
Not just on an off night, but a mailbag show. And I think it just created something for us. We always love interacting with our audience. So why not make it a full interaction show with all of you? And thank you, Zaya. And thank you, everybody out there.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of love, Kenny, in the chat. And again, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we did this for you guys. I mean, like when Kenny and I decided to do this, we had an agenda already kind of put in place. And then, I mean, you guys all in the comments like just took it, and ran with it. And we love it. And we love everybody interacting with us. And we like truly try to hit every single comment we possibly can and everybody's question possibly can. Going forward, that will continue to be the goal for us. We love doing this, and we love doing this for everybody out there. And we do this for you guys. All the work we put in, the time, everything. Like we truly, truly love our fans, and we really appreciate everybody coming in tonight, supporting us, and letting us go for 2 hours. We want to hear everybody's thoughts and hear everybody vent too at times. Vent, talk, do whatever you got to do. Keep it PG, of course, but we love it. We love it.
And the funny comments just keep coming in. Phil saying this little lady just asked how long these pods last. I think that means I need to go. Could be the Jerry Lewis Marathon. Phil, it's been probably, I think this might be besides the Pickers in Draft show, this might be the longest Denver Bronco Roundup show we've done. Our shows usually last about an hour, but again, like Trevor just said, it's about you guys. And we've had a lot of fun doing this tonight. And I'm going to get to the 2-minute warning and read a couple more. I saw a question from a Bronco. Go back and watch the film. He's watched every Bronco game multiple times. Ingram spent 35% of his time chip blocking on the edges, helping out the right tackle, McGlinchey. And I did hear some stuff about that as well. 3 firsts, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Yeah, there might be more firsts. Let's get there was a one from where's Patrick? Patrick was asking, too early to ask. I lost it in the shuffle.
Here, I'll get it for you, Kenny.
Arch Manning. Prediction where Arch Manning goes next year.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you a team he's not going to go to. The Mannings pulled one many years ago with the Chargers and the Giants. And the Giants ended up getting Eli on a draft day trade, and the Chargers got Phillip Rivers. They flipped, for those young people that don't know, they flipped spots. I'll tell you one team he's not going to go to, and I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. He's not going to be a New York Jet. Like Zaya's just saying, Jets. I don't think he's going to be a New York Jet. Rodney's calling it. Saints get Arch Manning. That could be in play. Could go to the desert. LaFleur is a nice young head coach. I think it's going to matter on the head coach. I do think it's going to matter on the head coach. LaFleur is interesting in Arizona. Go out there to the desert with the young head coach, build that team. Marvin Harrison's over there. Trey McBride. I think it's going to matter like who your complementary pieces are. Cleveland's not going to be an option. I'll tell you that.
Kenny, I have a team for you. Quick sneaky team. Rams.
McVay? Yeah.
Yep. Stafford retires. The end of the
Jets,
season.
Cardinals, Raiders, and Saints for Glenn.
Because
the question there
because the Rams have nothing behind Stafford right now. Like unless they take somebody this year, a young quarterback, like which I don't think so. No. I think Arch to the Rams could be a thing.
Thank you, Ernie. I want to send a mile high salute, and because we're going to be wrapping up, we got about we're under the 2-minute warning. Michael Ronquillo, everybody's friend, yes. 1,000 stars, Michael. Thank you so much for being with us to the end. Blue and orange, and he's also giving me the blue and white. Everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo. Broncos podcast, but the Broncos, my friends here, I welcome. I root for the Broncos as well, but the Giants are my NFC team. But everybody knows here that's been a fan, been a friend of us for the Bronco Roundup. They know I support the Broncos and take care of the Broncos as well as possible. And I'm very critical on them from an outside perspective when needed. Let's get some final thoughts in. Rodney saying my wife is tired of seeing my little pink duck on the comments. LOL. She's a Raiders fan.
We're going to keep showing that pink duck, Rodney, as long as you have it. So
I'll throw these final comments up, and then we'll get our final thoughts in. Riley Moss is just a good story. I don't think he's a good player like that. If he gave us interceptions that balanced out all those penalties, then I would be fine. Kind of like a Delta O'Neal type. A couple more. Biggie saying Browns are an option. And all right, let's get some final thoughts in. As more comments come in, I will read them as I'll put them up on the screen.
Yeah, I hope everybody, enjoyed this mailbag episode. Really, we wanted to cover everything the Broncos have already done. We haven't had an episode of Denver Bronco Roundup since Saturday night, so I wanted to cover some topics and some things the Broncos have done. Obviously, they haven't went outside and signed an outside free agent, but they've they resigned their own. Also, releasing Dre Greenlaw, which we haven't really spoken a lot about, but that's gonna be a first. That's going to be a post June 1st designation, so they're going to actually split his money up, saving them $2 million extra. So that's something to keep in mind as well. A little tidbit in there for the Broncos, from Bronco News, anyways. So, but we appreciate everybody in here. Just being amazing, and just the comments. Seriously, you guys are amazing. We really truly love and support our fans, and this is what we're here for. Again, we're going to have another Denver Bronco episode coming tomorrow at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're new. We also, Kenny, we've been selling ourselves a little short here as well, because we not only have Denver Bronco Roundup on Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We have the Pick Is In Mock Draft Show up until the draft actually happens, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. We have the Juice on Tuesday, covers all 32 NFL teams plus college football, and that we include Broncos obviously in that as well. We're covering a little bit of everything. We always have games and different things we play on the Juice, and love to see the ideas come out there as well. But also, Kenny, we forgot to mention during the regular season, we have pregame, we have postgame show, we have our regular show on Wednesdays. We have it all covered here. Truly, we hope that everybody enjoys us, and we enjoy having new members of our posse. We enjoy our posse just in general, our juicers. Big shout out to everybody. This is the reason why we're on 2 hours and 17 minutes right now. So thank you to everybody out there. And we love answering your questions, and keep the questions coming as much as you possibly can, because we will answer them as much as we possibly can. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time. And as always, go Broncos.
Trevor couldn't have said it any better. A lot of people watching. Do us a favor, if you really, I know a lot of people like the show. If you haven't already, just give us a like, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, either or, both. Really helps us out, get noticed. We're here for everybody. We're here 2 hours and 17 minutes and counting, like Trevor just said, interacting with everybody. That's what we enjoy doing. And if we can bring more people in each week to hang out with us, we're going to have even more fun. So welcome new people. Zaya, TW, Broncos fan. Welcome everybody. All the new faces, all our friends from back in the day, from day one, Ernie Mays and Biggie Bronco and Rodney, Glenn, Patrick. I don't want to miss anybody. Nicole. I'm just going to scroll up, and I'm just going to go through. If I missed you, I apologize. Phil McLaughlin and Michael Ronquillo are star givers. A salute once again. Yep. Thank you so much to you guys. Keith Pearl came in. Of course, Martin, our wonderful sponsor, Morgan Trinkets. Go check them out for Southwest Pottery and Jewelry. And they'll be at Longmont, Colorado this week doing the coin show. So there'll be other things there than just jewelry. Go there. If you're a coin collector, go Longmont, Colorado. If you're in that area, go check out nice coin show. Go say hello to Miss Pearl. Tell her Rocky Mountain Sports Network, the guys say hello. And Miss Pearl will definitely have a nice conversation and take care of you with the silver and Southwest pottery and all that stuff. Ernie Mays, of course, I mentioned Ernie. Too many names to mention. Kurt Valenti came in earlier. You like Broncos stuff? My friend Kurt Valenti doing an amazing job. Broncos Daily. I know some of you out there following him. He's on Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Recorded show on YouTube. Fan Arch. Broncos Daily is the name of the show. Type in Broncos Daily on YouTube. Go check him out. Amazing stuff over there. And anybody else, if I missed you, I apologize. Amazing time with you all. Amazing show. Trevor, can't wait to do this again. We're going to do one shortly, I can tell you that. We're going to set one up. We're going to have another mailbag show and just a full interaction show with everybody. You guys run the agenda, and we'll do it from there. We got a juice one coming up, and Broncos Roundup tomorrow, 8 p.m. with Keith and Jody. Have a good night, everybody.